Alright, so we're back after having visited Kadara for the first time and done a lot of stuff there. And at this stage, we're just looking at our journal for what our next steps might be. Technically, the main quest is telling us to hunt down the Archon, but I suppose that means speaking to Gil, who is in the Tempest, and therefore that would be a relatively easy thing for us to do right now. I don't think we've actually debriefed with our squad mates, at least not individually, after having done all the stuff on Kadara. So we might want to take a quick bit to check in on our various teammates, see what they have to say about having just done that. And as for what we actually want to do here, though, not necessarily sure that is going to be our top priority. We could, of course, head over there soon, but we have a lot of other stuff. We just learned about this place, Eladin, I think is how people were pronouncing it, which I think is apparently the place where most of the Krogan are, so we may choose to visit there, perhaps even before we track down the Archon. Then don't even remember what this is referring to. There are reports of interesting and potentially lucrative activity in the Remav system. While those reports alone seem vague, it's also the area that the Turian Ark may have been headed. Vetra and PB suggest that we check it out. Okay, Oh, were they saying... Were people trying to basically force us into making a decision as to whether we ought to hunt down the Archon versus go to Eladin, and I guess this was another option? It does also seem like the game is sort of telling us, hey, this is your chance to go out to a bunch of different places and work on a bunch of side quests on those other planets. So, I know we have done most of what we're looking to do on Havarl. There are still at least a few other things on Eos that we may want to check out. I mean, we definitely will at some point. Is it high priority? Not entirely sure there. Obviously, a lot still in Kadara, that is, at least of the planets we have been to thus far, the most recent addition to our list. Nexus may have other things, because we haven't been there since having visited Kadara. Vol just remains this sort of... this big question mark to me, where we've done some things there. In the grand scheme of things, probably still not a lot, or at least we've yet to do a really big thing on Vold. I mean, we had our main quest mission there where we blew up that place where the Ket had captured all of the Angaran, and, you know, I think people were posting some comments where perhaps I had oversimplified or at least overlooked some of the aspects of that and may have not gone about that the best way possible. So maybe that's the reason why, if we look at our Andromeda viability, Vold, despite us having been there on several occasions, is still only at 20%. Which is why I say, you know, in the other locations, generally we went into a monolith, activated it, and that gave us a huge burst. But that has not yet happened on Vold. So, that's just sort of continually gnawing at the back of my mind of, well, I mean, yes, we keep on going to Vold, but it just feels like we never really get anything big done there. So, part of me feels like going there and activating one of those monoliths or finding some way to get a big burst of viability on Vold so that we perhaps might even be able to create a settlement there, which I don't even think we found a location where that's possible yet. That still feels like that might be something worth doing in the near future as well. Just so we can at least feel like Vold is in an okay place, which it really doesn't when you see that 20% next to the 100% of Eos and Havarl. So that is perhaps tempting for that reason as well. Let's also take a quick look here at... I think let's see, still need a while before we can do these ones. I did, once again, do a lot of these AVP station control rewards over the course of the past week in between streams and strike teams as well. So, as we will probably see in a little bit, the things that we can get rewards from this are, well, let's just say we have a lot of them. So I may stop doing that, at least in between streams, because it does feel like we're ballooning our amount of at least the basic minerals, Milky Way research, and the basic tech materials or something like that. So it just feels like it's maybe not a huge deal, but in the interest of not making those resources completely insignificant by flooding ourselves with so many of them so early on, might make sense to just only pick these things up when we're actually in the middle of a stream and in between missions and what have you. As for the strike teams, though, did do a fair bit of leveling them in between streams. So before we actually look at the missions here, we have Team Charlie, which is at level 19. I don't know if level 20 is actually the cap, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I feel like I've told myself that. I don't know if we've actually heard that anywhere, but maybe it's because the strike teams have at least somewhat of a tie to multiplayer, and at least in Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, level 20 was the cap. So part of me feels like this team here is close to maxing out for that reason. Tango's at 18, so they're not far away. I don't think anything has changed with regard to their traits, positive or negative there. Zulu's up to 14 now. This is sort of our mid-tier team. I talked last time about how they gained Cowardly. I don't think that hostage situation is new in between streams, although admittedly it might be. And then fittingly got the Fearless. The thing that they're bad at, they're good at, which is probably a good thing. But Yankee is now up to 11. So more importantly, perhaps, what does that mean in terms of the chances of success in some of these missions? So obviously the bronze, maybe we just immediately throw Yankee in there. Obviously they're not going to be quite the highest percentage-wise, but they're high enough now that it's a very small chance, or smaller chance of them failing compared to these other guys. So Yankee is, for the most part, just our designated bronze runner at the moment, and might even be enough for them to level up here. So we'll go for that. Then, for silver, for the most part, I was deploying Charlie and Tango here. They are both at 91%, which it seems like we've started to see, at least at the lower difficulties, that the teams will cap out as a certain number. Like here you see Charlie is one level higher than Tango, but they're still both at 91%. And even on the bronze missions there, where they were much higher level than Team Yankee that we just sent out, they were still only at like 94% apiece. So it does seem like that might be a thing, that you can, yes, increase the probability of success, but only to a certain extent, at least not without introducing additional equipment, which we have not yet done. But before we deploy a team on this silver mission, what I'm wondering is I have not yet tried to do any gold missions, but perhaps with some equipment we could make some of those things possible, because now that these guys are a higher level, looking at 44%, 33%, I did take a peek at the percentages in many cases for the gold missions, and Charlie was able to get up to 50% on a few occasions, and actually on one occasion, Tango got above 50%, so I was thinking for a while that 50 was going to be the cap on gold, but maybe it isn't. So just want to see if we have anything higher than 44%, basically. If we can get up to 50%, ah, darn. I was going to say, if we can get up to 50%, then maybe you just throw some equipment on, which we've not yet tried, and see what number that can get us up to, and perhaps that makes us feel more comfortable about throwing a team into gold for the first time. Obviously not going to do it with Zulu, but I was really hoping this one was going to be 50. So if we look at equipping a team, here, we see if we go back down to the bottom, we have tons of mission funds, so we can afford some pretty expensive stuff. The really expensive things are just sort of generic, universal effectiveness across the board. And then at 125, you start to get the plus 40 effectiveness, which is obviously much higher, but they're specific to mission criteria. So if we're trying to set ourselves up for one of these, were these all 44% for our top team? I think they might have been. So, you know, like poor weather conditions, I think had one. Key intelligence component might have had something you could get an item for. Poor weather conditions does, again, yeah. So maybe we try getting one of those items that increases the chance of success for poor weather conditions, and I'm not sure if it is truthfully going to be the exact number that is advertised here, or if there's some kind of D-rate to this number when you're on a higher difficulty. Like, is it 40% effectiveness on bronze? Yes, but then on silver it's only 38, and on gold it's 35. I'm not entirely sure. So I am kind of curious to see. High risk, high reward does have one. I don't know if I knew that. See, pretty sure this one for poor weather conditions, yeah. All weather gear. Okay, so let's try this. I was kind of hoping we'd get a more of a perfect matchup here, where we could have one of our teams at least starting at 50% or possibly even higher, because it seems like, it's gonna be pretty tough to get the extra few percentage points on the gold missions. So now, just out of curiosity, we look here. You're up to 81. Okay. It was 44 before, wasn't it? I think it was. They were both 44, which means that, as expected, yeah, it did not go up by a full 40%. That was the amount advertised. Went up slightly less than that, about 37, we think. So that is, I think, where those more expensive universal equipment stuffs comes into play, is basically, more often than not, you're going to be able to afford one of those big upgrades. I assume we can't stack the cheaper versions of all-weather gear that, basically that the big one overwrites the little ones, or definitely don't want the little ones to overwrite the big one. But, do we throw on an extra little universal upgrade to get that number even higher? Because 81's not bad, don't get me wrong. But if this is our first time going into a gold, I'd kind of like to succeed at it. It's like, does it prevent us from, for example, doing this all-weather gear one? I'm not really sure. I want to risk potentially blowing that 125 mission funds that we used. Which is where perhaps some of this more expensive stuff might be necessary, or is there another set of criteria for this mission that we get, or either one of these missions, scary, or no room for error? Is there a more efficient option to equip you for one of those? There's no room for error, one of them, hostage, we need a hero, nighttime, universal, poor weather conditions, we need a hero, high risk, high reward, nighttime, hostage. Doesn't look like it. Again, I don't think that we can stack additional ones for the poor weather conditions, but I don't know that for a fact. I just don't want to risk. This is grayed out, and it is not grayed out for the other ones, which is a little bit odd. But it just seems to me like, why else would you have these universal ones for the plus 10 effectiveness that applies to any and everything? Otherwise, you just never, maybe if you happen to have a mission in which it's just not possible to apply any of the other stuff. But okay, we'll try going for one of the smaller all-weather conditions upgrades. So we're at what, like 84-ish or 81% now, which means the plus 30 is probably overkill. The plus 20 might be just the right amount, because again, we're not expecting perfect efficiency here. So if we do this, existing equipment will be lost. Okay, so that's what I feared. So I think we definitely don't do that in that case, because those do appear to overwrite each other in that case. But that would explain why having something like this N7 armor, which gives the 10 effectiveness across the board, like, is this gonna... Existing equipment... It still says existing equipment will be lost, so can you not stack any equipment at all? I'm not really sure. I mean, as we were saying, that 81% or whatever it was is not terrible. It's 81 here, and it's 81 here as well. This one is gold credits, gold materials. This is credit and materials. So take your pick. I guess we'll do this one. Expires in 20 minutes? Sure, we'll do this one. Okay, because yeah, now there's a huge difference between the people who are equipped for it and those who aren't. So that is our first ever gold attempt. So fingers crossed there. 81% is not bad, but it's definitely not a guarantee by any stretch of the imagination either. So then for the silver one, I deliberately held off on this because we could just go for the highest chance of success here with our other high-value team, Tango, or we could go for our mid-level team with Zulu. There is obviously a 10% difference here, so maybe we'll just go Tango on that occasion. Alright, so that's all that stuff. I do think we are in line for a pretty significant crafting session soon, because when I say we have a lot of Milky Way research points, I mean that we have a lot of Milky Way research points. So I think we even have a quest right now to create an outcast weapon. So we may look to do that quite soon. I mean, we are here right now. So perhaps it makes sense for us to do that right now. And, I mean, I'm not 100% sure what all the outcast weapons are, but I have a pretty good guess just based on what is and is not a weapon that already existed in Mass Effect 3. So, like, Sandstorm, I would think, yeah, developed by the exiles from the Nexus after their arrival in Helios. The description should also tell us about the weapons, as is the case here, seemingly. So, we do already have what I think is the primary pistol of the outcast variety, that being if it would show up here. Maybe we just don't even have the option of, we might already have it unlocked, to be true. To be honest. Okay, yeah, so in that case, what if we just go for the assault rifle, which I don't think we have yet. It is the, Sidewinder. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, this is the one, we already picked up a copy of this, so we could potentially make it, and then maybe throw on some augmentations of some variety that is theoretically an option. Not really sure I want to go crazy on augmentations yet. In general, I prefer to save up our resources, and then when we're looking more at creating end game gear, that's where we really invest, and in the meantime, we just sort of scrape by with what we can get along the way, just from drops and what have you. But we are encouraged to craft some things here. So what was the assault rifle? This one here. So, do we get to see the stats on it at this stage? Maybe not. Here we do. Okay. So, I'm not entirely sure how this compares to our other assault rifles. That rate of fire looks rather low, so this might also be semi-automatic. But the other thing that I was not 100% sure of is, here we have level 1. Obviously, level 2, 3, 4, and 5 are better, but it requires that you get the lower level versions unlocked first. However, if we look here at development, I thought I saw that, I mean, at least in some cases, we are able to create higher level stuff. Are these the things that we just have by default? But I'm pretty sure we unlocked Carnifex via research, and yet it definitely would not have been Carnifex level 4 at the time, or at least I don't think it was. So my point is, can we just unlock the first research level and get the ability to craft any subsequent level of that item? Or do we truthfully need to research something a bunch of different times just to get it leveled all the way up? So that is what this list would suggest based on those prerequisites. And we have the research to basically just go in here and probably get everything. So, also I just wanted to see, can we already create the Sandstorm assault rifle? Because if so, then I would feel pretty silly doing that. Avenger, Matic, Avenger, Matic, Avenger, oh. Pathfinder 1, Pathfinder 2, Pathfinder 3, Pathfinder 4, I think. That at least confirms we cannot create this weapon yet. So we do truthfully have reason to do it here. So, where'd you go? Okay, let's get the first level. Research successfully. Researching weapon or armor adds their blueprint to the development screen where they can be crafted. Researching augmentations grants one copy. That augmentation allows more to be found in the field. Okay, we have learned that. Is it possible to create more of the augmentations as well? Can those be crafted? Or is that only that you get the initial copy and then it unlocks the possibility of getting them in the future? It adds them to loot tables. Because some of the augmentations do look really cool, and that is potentially something we could do here. Maybe throw a lower rarity, lower value augmentation on some of this stuff. Again, don't want to be investing super heavily in what is ultimately still a relatively early game weapon. But, if we can just craft them whenever we want, then we don't need to be that picky about when and where we use them. We can just create them whenever. Whereas if you only get the initial copy and you get them later on only from random drops, then it's harder to count on that in the future, and we should probably be more protective of those high rarity augmentations. But anyway, I mean, as I was saying, when it comes to just the research itself, we definitely have plenty of that. So, oh, but I do want to see. So we have gone up to level 3 with our research. We go to the development. Does that check out? Is it true that we can only do up to level 3? But not seeing level 4. Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah, it would be silly if that were the case, that, you know, just unlocking the first level means you can create any and every level of it later on, because it would defeat the whole purpose of having multiple rounds of it here. But just wanted to double check, because I thought that what I was seeing here, what I was seeing on the development screen, was inconsistent. So we cannot create level 5 yet. We need to be level 30. I assume that also means that we won't get any level 5 weapon drops, or any level 5 stuff drops out in the field either until we reach level 30. But I am curious to see if we go the development route. Now you should show up. How does this compare? Because we were using the Matic a little bit back then, and I was very unimpressed. Damage is like 3 times higher per shot at least. Rate of fire is half. Matic is semi-automatic, but can shoot as quickly as you can press the shoot button. Whereas highly accurate rifle, Sandstorm was developed by Exiles. Designs semi-automatic weapon. Been streamlined and appears to adapt certain non-initiative technologies. I mean, I think we just make it and we just see what happens. But again, the whole augmentation thing, that I'm not as sure about. Like, I'm definitely hesitant to just throw a super high rarity thing in here, because I don't really think we are planning on this being a huge weapon force. We've never used this weapon before, so this is mostly just for experimental purposes, but we are kind of looking for either switching back to our previous assault rifle or getting a new one here. So there's a chance we can make this work. So we have damage under certain situations, power damage, bonus to wait, what? +5 power damage bonus. Oh, against enemies that have armor, as opposed to shields or health. Okay, I mean, that's a small bonus. When health and shields are full, plus 20% damage, that's not bad. It is a higher rarity augmentation, though. Need to make sure we're looking at the weapon version. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much ruling out that we use any of our ultra rare stuff here. Drain 5% of health to refill clip when it's empty. No, thank you. Accuracy when low shields, probably not. Increases clip size by 20% when special ammo is active, probably not. Special cryo synergies, probably not. Ultra rare, no thank you. Ultra rare, no thank you. Incendiary ammo synergies, we'll pass on that. 1 extra mod slot? Why would you use a mod to create a mod slot? Oh, this is from... Okay. No, this is not augmentation slots. This is mod slots, as in, like, you know, the scope and what have you. That's actually kind of interesting, then. Not using ultra rares. When current clip is full, plus 20% power damage. That's pretty sweet. That looks like universal power damage, and it just means we have to open with our... You know, if we're opening with our powers rather than our weapon, then we get a lot of damage, which we can have decent control over with our cloak. So that's not impossible. Obviously, if you reload as well, then you're gonna get the full damage there as well. So that does feel like that's something we can throw on, at least, if not now, certainly in the future. Combo radiuses. That's not terrible. I mean, we're trying to make combos happen. It doesn't happen all the time. Wait, what's the difference between these? All combo radiuses... Oh, all combo damage. Gotcha. Last 20 seconds, or last 20%. Clips ammo, gain extra damage. No ultra rares. No ultra rares. Disruptor ammo synergies. Restore shields when clip is empty. I mean, there's probably a clever way to make this work if you had, like, a weapon that only has one shot in each clip. Chance to gain clip ammo when shields are broken. Nah, no thank you. Ultra rare. Tech power damage, I mean, that's not terrible either. It's just simple, straightforward. You know, this is the kind of thing where, like, we're not really trying to invest anything crazy in this weapon right here, right now, but perhaps just getting a little power damage bonus, because we are, for the most part, still playing this as if we are primarily a power-based character, right? Our flamer is the primary way we are taking people, and the energy drain as well, but... Okay, what else were we saying? The power damage to armor, I mean, kind of. It's a little more niche, and still the same value of the power damage, I think, which is kind of odd. You'd think that because it's situational, there'd be a high number on it. This was kind of intriguing. We have 2 of it right now. I mean, 20% is a lot. 20% is a lot. We are making our first outcast weapon. So, we've not done much of the crafting way of things just yet. So we're getting a little more ambitious here. It's our first time actually applying mods to a weapon that we're crafting. So, just theorizing what might be good and what augmentations here we may just want to save for future weapons later on that would perhaps be more long-term solutions, because this, we have never even used this type of weapon before. So I don't really know if it's going to be that good. I don't know if we're going to like it. So for that reason, I don't want to throw everything into it and then suddenly feel like, oh, well, I don't like this weapon anyway. So we just kind of wasted all that stuff on it. Maybe we can still do this, though. So we're basically going to turn this assault rifle into a stat stick of sorts. It's going to be, even though it is a weapon, it is primarily here to boost our power damage, which I think is, given what we've been primarily focusing on thus far, perhaps not a terrible thing. And maybe we just don't use this last augmentation spot, because again, seems like we have at least the basics, or, you know, we could do that 5% to armor if we really wanted to. Except, I mean, this just feels like it's such a bad upgrade. I mean, it's 5%, it's not a huge number, it's only against armor. Only thing that it has going for it is that it's a silver, you know, uncommon upgrade, so we probably could pick these up relatively easily in the future, although we only have one of them right now, which is a little bit odd. Alright, sure, we'll do it, though. Alright, so let's craft this thing. I have no idea if we're actually going to like this. Apparently, we've unlocked an achievement for doing that, so that's cool, I guess. So... we primarily did that because we had a quest to do so we got a little bit of a burst of experience from it. Now, hoping that that is at least usable in the short term here. But yeah, as I said, I was not a huge fan of the Matic that we were using before. And that is a weapon from Mass Effect 1, 2, or 2 and 3 at least, so it was not terribly exciting either. Well, this Matic is going to be, the stats are going to be buffed from the equipment we have on, so, okay. Yeah, so rate of fire is really the biggest thing that it's lacking compared to, and accuracy compared to the Matic, although I think this is increased by the scope we have on right now, so that's a little bit misleading. It is a little bit heavier than the Matic, which is not great, because again, we are primarily focusing on our powers at this stage, but alright, so be it. We will check that out in the future. And if you break down the weapon, that's a good point. That is a good point, so you could invest pretty heavily in the augmentations as long as you remember to break down the weapon later on. That way you can use those good augmentations for your stronger weapons in the future. So yeah, don't really have to worry about them unless you accidentally sell it, which I am almost certain, at least at some point in time, I will accidentally sell something that we have invested augmentations in, and we will lose those augmentations. Hopefully only every now and again, and not with any big stuff, but knowing me, that is going to happen at some point. Okay, so that's all the crafting stuff and what have you. The big question is, what is the next main quest we're going to go for? Oh, but actually, we have not yet checked in with our squad mates after having finished our initial stuff on Kadara, so I think we should just chat with the crew and see what their current state of mind is, because we have not yet done that. At least not since the most recent main quest mission, and generally speaking, it feels like most squad mates will have something to say after each of those.
We might have a problem. I was running some numbers, mass balances and such. The Tempest is carrying about 70 kilos of extra mass. I think something's aboard that doesn't belong.
That's suspicious. I mean, 70 kilos is like a person, which, that's a very suspicious number. Like, 70 kilos is not a huge amount by any means. Part of me is like, oh, well, it's the weapon that we just created. It's probably not going to weigh 70 kilos. But, yeah. Exactly. This is what I'm thinking. That sounds like a person to me.
70 kilos is enough mass for another person.
Our internal sensors aren't getting anything, but they're not as powerful as a Pathfinder's scanner. Can you take a look?
Ooh, okay.
All right. I'll look around the ship and see what I can find.
Did not see that coming. So part of it was like the gun we just created, and also the Pyjack pal that we added to the crew as well. I'm not sure. Subi might have something else to say in truth, because that was sort of a quest-related thing.
Anything I can help with?
Oh, no, nothing new.
I should get back to things.
Sounds good.
Okay. I suppose, Subi's not a squad mate coming out in the field with us, so perhaps she and Calla will not have as much.
Locker from the Solarian Ark.
Technically, someone else found it first. But yes.
How wonderful. I know it's not the Ark itself, but any sign is better than nothing, surely. Please, if I can help the search at all, just ask. Or ask anyway. You're good company.
Let's see. It doesn't really seem like anything new
I'll let you concentrate.
in your case either. Besides just the gossip about other teammates. So, is this the place where we can modify our loadout? Yeah, let's just, before we forget, let's just throw on that assault rifle that we just created. Not the Matic, the Sandstorm. It is kind of nice how the ones you've augmented seem to have this different colored border. Helps to highlight them a bit. So yeah, damage is higher. It has those tech damage buffs that the Matic very much does not have. So that is definitely something that has going for it. We should also make a point of modding it here, stealing the stuff that the Matic was using in all likelihood. So yeah, this is probably why the Matic was showing up with a bunch more accuracy. Might still be that the Matic is more accurate, because it is a pretty accurate assault rifle, but... Let's see, this was for the penetration, right? Yeah, okay. So now, if we look at... you. Oh, wow. Okay, you're actually more accurate than the Matic now, because Matic was 99. I did not know if it was possible to exceed 100 accuracy, but apparently it can. So, yes, higher damage, lower rate of fire, more accuracy, and a little bit heavier than the Matic, so it's a little unfortunate. But, oh, we might have done something to increase our weapon carrying capacity recently, because this still has us at 100%, which I don't think would have been the case previously. So that should still work, though. Okay. Can we... I was gonna say... Oh. I didn't realize this was a thing.
Mass in the airlock. Too bad. It'd be easy to get rid of it.
But not really sure where we're gonna find this thing in question. I mean, if it's someone hiding in our ship, you'd think it'd be down on one of the lower levels, but... Or something that PB brought in? Over here? No? Okay. I mean, do we even have that quest active right now? We may not, and that might technically direct us in a specific location, but as I was saying, primarily right now, just looking to catch up with teammates here. See what they have to say about going to Kadara. Cora is not here. But I guess while we are here... Oh. Guess we haven't really gone around and scanned much of the Tempest yet. Current studies focus on this draw's cranial structure and impact force when charging. Okay. It's 5.2 pounds. Oh, it's too light. I mean, that's also been there for a while, so that wouldn't be it anyway. Alright, PB, what do you have to say?
Kadara Port's pretty grisly, huh? Probably get into all sorts of trouble there. And now we're going after the Archon's ship? Sure that's a good idea.
No it isn't, but it's all kind of all we can do. Technically, we have other things we can do as well, but you know what I mean.
In the absence of any others, it's an excellent one.
Guess I can't argue with that. Anything else to go over?
I guess that's all that's new here.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
Jal? Yes.
Hey, Jal. Didn't
Whoa.
mean to scare you.
What? I'm not scared. 1 second.
What's going on in here? You look busy.
If I'm busy, my mind is occupied with whatever I'm working on, rather than worrying.
Okay.
Whatever gets you through.
I'd like your advice on something. I'm making gifts for everyone. I have a list.
Gifts?
Do Turians like poetry? For Vetra, I'm writing a poem and engraving it on... I'm not sure yet.
I don't know. Give it a shot?
Who doesn't like a personalized poem?
Great. Maybe I could just recite it for her.
Make sure I'm there for that.
Liam seems to like my Rofgin.
I have no idea what that is.
I might sew him one.
Is that
He
your cape?
does.
Do Krogan like knives?
Definitely.
I could craft a ceremonial Angaran dagger for Drac.
Then again, I'm not sure that's a good idea, but yeah, you know, I'm curious to see what will happen.
Who wouldn't want that?
It's mainly decorative.
Mainly.
Would you like one?
Jal, this is a lot of work. What's really going on?
I'm sure that I seem confident and skilled to you, but I'm not. Or I don't feel like I am.
Okay. I mean, this is kind of true. We got thrown straight into things as a Pathfinder when we perhaps were not quite as prepared as we would have liked to have been.
I feel like that a lot.
Good to know. Yes, thanks for sharing that.
Just be yourself.
My family is well known. Our lineage is respected, and many of my kin have achieved great things. I've never been one of them. So many older siblings and cousins who succeeded at everything. I stopped trying to keep up.
That is a lot of pressure.
Thanks for listening.
Just hang in there, buddy. You can do it. We believe in you.
You're not in anyone's shadow here. I believe in you.
All right. Didn't really expect that conversation with Jal, but I mean, is there anything else he has to say?
Yaxul is very cunning. We can't underestimate him. My mothers are worried sick about the cousins that joined him.
Okay. Let's see, can we learn more about you?
Can I ask you a few more questions?
Of course. If I can answer them, I will.
Okay, so let's see. You did say you came from an illustrious family. It did seem as though, I mean, obviously he's pretty close with Ephra. Seemed to sort of be Ephra's second in command of sorts, maybe not, but, I mean, just to be in close coordination with him alone seems to mean that Jal is holding a reasonably high rank.
Can you tell me about your family? Assuming you have one.
Sit down. This will take time. Is someone bringing us snacks and drinks?
Whoa, your family's that big?
I have one true mother, Sahuna, and more than 5 additional mothers, and many, many, many siblings, and cousins, all raised together.
Oh.
Our families constantly change and evolve. Relationships come and they go. My father is gone, taken, or killed by the Ket. We never found his body.
So his dad is Archon?
My dad died on our first mission here. I didn't know him as well as I could have, I guess.
I think I was close to mine, yet maybe close has a different meaning for humans. Something to learn, I guess. Anything else you want to ask?
Let's see. How about career in school and then his dreams?
Did you always want to be a fighter? Did you study anything particular in school?
No. I don't like to talk about it. But I'm not a fighter. Not really. The Ket occupation creates chaos. So our education is chaotic. I'm not really anything. But That's an excuse. The truth is, I don't know what I want. Yet. For my life. At my age. I hope being here will inspire me.
Have we confirmed? I know we were asking ourselves how long the Angara live, certainly at least in relation to humans. Not sure if we confirmed that one way or the other, so, when he's saying, at least at my age, I don't know. It's probably a pretty safe bet to make that Jal is relatively young as Angara go, but, does that mean he has 100 years left to live, or 5? Don't know.
Do Angara plan their futures? Do you dream about what you want to accomplish?
You put plan and dream in the same question.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You meant to do that. Angara thirst for now. We don't strive to make the future better. We strive because the present is lacking.
Okay. So not really the long-term planning type in general?
Well, enough about that.
I mean, that was pretty personal right there already.
Do you have a mate?
Whoa, Ryder, slow down.
I don't. Not for a long time.
Okay, I think maybe we drop this subject.
Well, enough about that.
That was a little aggressive.
I'll see you later, Jal.
Stay strong and clear.
It's hitting a little too hard on him, perhaps, when, as we were starting to say, if anyone is the person we are trying to pursue a relationship with, at this stage, it seems we've settled on Vetra. And I say settled because, yes, settled is perhaps the best word to describe it.
Better not go running off on Kadara. Might end up in another cage. Or someone's stew.
He's a good boy, aren't you? Aren't you? You do know Pyjack's pee anywhere, right?
No, he's house trained. He's a good boy. Have we named our Pyjack? I'm not sure if we've named our Pyjack. If we have not already named our Pyjack now officially is named PD the Pyjack Pal. I am going to forget that in approximately 30 seconds. But, in theory, that is his name. PD the Pyjack Pal. Alright, Drac.
Thought you should know I keep finding crumbs here on the counter.
Okay.
So we have a few messy eaters on board.
I think something's nibbling our stores. Something that doesn't belong. Possibly something tasty.
Okay, that might be the thing that we're supposed to track down. That Suvi was telling us about, although it does also kind of sound like something that a Pyjack Pal like PD would do.
I'll keep an eye out for stowaways.
Wait. This is not the first time people have talked about stowaways, is it? And that is more or less exactly the type of thing that Suvi was alluding to before.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Oh? Follow the crumb trail. What? Hold on, is that the same thing, or is that something different? And... don't know, do we have one for the Tempest itself? We do, okay. Visitor... Follow the crumb trail... No, those are separate. Those are separate. Okay, those sounded like they could have potentially been referring to the same thing. Also, I don't see the crumb trail. Kind of assumed it was going to be right here, but... okay. Is there an imposter among us? I don't know, there might be. Oh, this
Gil,
is
here's that
the
cat
main quest we're
transponder.
supposed to
The
talk to
spy
Gil
used
about.
it to get his orders.
What do we need from it?
The location it points to should give us a fix on the Archon's ship.
Right.
I mean, I don't really want to do this, at least the main quest stuff, right now, as I was starting to say, we might look to go elsewhere first, but we'll at least... Hopefully we can get the info here and still won't be forced into going straight over there. Otherwise, that'd be a little bit unfortunate, but... Can you do it?
Think you can figure it out?
I've been looking over the care tech we found so far. It may be a different galaxy, but physics still applies. Only so many ways of communicating across space. There. Give it a shot.
Did you connect the...
Shit, turn it off. Careful. That is a direct line to people who want to murder everyone on this ship.
Sam?
I have the coordinates. The signal points to the Tafino system.
We sure we want to do this?
I mean... Not really right now, but we do kind of have to at some point.
I know we're still getting our feet wet, but I don't see another choice.
I knew running off to Andromeda would be dangerous, but shit. This is dangerous.
Only if we die.
Yeah, something like that. Okay. So, I don't think we are, at least not in the immediate future, about to check that out. What is the deal here?
All the mass readings in here are normal.
Of course they are. Something up.
I hope not.
No, nothing. Also, there is something else down there that it's occasionally popping up, but... Wonder if maybe we're only supposed to be looking at that from the floor below. Yeah, hold on. Let's hop down here. What is this? EVA module is damaged but shows signs of adaptations to Angaran technology and other tinkerings. Okay. We've not yet spoken with Cora, so we should probably do that as well.
Pirates, exiles, severed heads. Kadara Port's a peach, huh? And Sloane Kelly is the pit. Anything you needed?
Well, how about that Asari Ark, huh?
How's the search for the Asari Ark going?
Those Asari refugees were a real help. Now to find the survey ship they mentioned.
Okay.
See you later, Cora.
I'll be here.
Crumb trail or things that may weigh more than they should. Oh. What are you pointing me to? Oh, I found the crumbs.
Cereal crumbs. Lots of them.
Appear to have been left by a small foraging animal. I mean, that does kind of sound like the Pyjack pal, Petey. Particulate crumbs from Eden Sunrise brand cereal. Trace amounts of animal saliva. I mean, just scan that saliva more and there's your answer.
Something's nesting here. Something that likes cereal. I wonder, we've probably got materials to build a humane trap and catch it.
Okay. Build a trap at the research center. I suppose we can do that. Okay. Guess we haven't really found it yet, but maybe we just get some cereal to lure it in. Okay, do we have to research it first? Or is it already ready to go? Because I feel like it might be. Weapons, armor, nomad, special items, humane trap. Trap designed to capture a small creature alive for future study. Costs a little bit of aluminum, but yeah, we'll be fine. And, I mean, that would suggest that it's not the Pyjack, at least. As for what it actually is, that remains to be seen. Place it at the creature's lair. So was that spot where we just were, the lair? I guess it must have been. I guess that sort of implied. Oh. It's what, over Here? Or was it the other side? Other side. Is this, yeah.
One trap, ready for a visitor. I'll leave it and see what we get.
Okay, just wait for it to spring, I guess. No Liam here. Yeah, watch it just be that one of our crewmates likes eating cereal. It's like, come on. Come on, Ryder, you didn't have to do that.
Ryder got an encrypted message from Sid. She has news and wanted to talk to us both. Connecting the call now.
Finally, I've been waiting for hours.
So you want to tell us what this is all about?
I was listening to Outpost updates and caught a message about settlers going missing.
Oh, that's not good. And we did, I think, get an email message about this.
That doesn't sound good.
Yeah, because it's not. They were kidnapped. I dug around, and I think I know where they've been taken.
Okay.
A cave on a moon in the Ramov system. Originally an Angaran mine, I think, but they abandoned it.
I don't believe the planet you're talking about is a moon.
Whatever.
Okay.
What did I tell you about getting involved?
I couldn't just do nothing.
How do we know your intel's even reliable?
It's reliable.
I mean, it'd be nice to have more info. Because we're kind of just taking your word for it.
We'll need more than your assurances. Who's behind this? Why target settlers?
Ugh, does it matter? Are you gonna not save them if you don't like why they're in trouble?
Sid, just give us everything you have on this.
Already done. Could I come along? I want to help.
You know the answer to that.
Right, of course. Stay away from bad people, guns, bombs, Krogan beer.
It's a good list.
You did good. I just want you to be safe, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Go to that place in the Ramov system. I mean, that's a situation where, at least in the previous Mass Effect games, normally that would be a side quest where you'd land on either a planet you were already going to go to and go to a different area on that planet, or an entirely new planet or new space station or something like that, and have a small mission there, but a unique location for it, which, as we were talking about previously, does not appear to be a thing that exists in Andromeda. What is... Oh, what is this? The cereal! Oh, no. Wait, hold on. It is the cereal. It's totally Vetra. What did I say? It's totally Vetra. The high sucrose breakfast cereals, dehydrated potato cracks, chocolate, dextro, and level protein brands. These goods are earmarked for use in trade and negotiation. Okay. So is it Vetra? Or does Vetra at least know what the deal is here?
Suvi. Gotta love her, but those green snack things she's making for Liam's movie night? Let's just say they're probably better suited to throwing at the screen.
You've got a better idea?
Yeah, actually. Cora lent me an initiative access code so I could track down some contraband. Long story short, someone on Kadara Port has popcorn.
Oh.
And Grexon, which is like your popcorn, only better because I can eat it.
Alright, I mean, it does seem like we kind of theorized that perhaps this was going to be a long-term mission in which, over the course of the game, everyone, or close to everyone on the team is going to have something else they want to add to the grocery list. You know, the checklist of things that we need to get before we start our movie night. And so this just adds Vetra to that list. I should confiscate it? No. Popcorn is contraband, though. That is, I mean, I guess kind of understandable, since it would not be critically important, and so no one probably planned to bring it, and therefore someone snuck it on, and that, by definition, is going to mean that it is qualifies as contraband.
Someone smuggled popcorn across galaxies?
It's light and people would pay big credits for it. Why not?
Fair enough. I could track some down the next time we're there.
Thanks. It'll be nice to have a treat out here, you know?
Alright. More stuff for Vetra. Anything else?
Kadara is a lifesaver. I'd promised some people some things I wasn't sure I could get. Turns out I can get them all on Kadara. Funny how things work out.
Alright, I mean... is that legal?
I'm just relieved that they didn't die out there without Nexus support.
Throwing people off the boat was hard, but Nexus leadership was desperate. Wasn't a great choice. Lose some people, or lose everything.
Alright, that seems like everything we can talk about at the moment.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Okay. More stuff to scan? What? Oh.
Got it. Suvi, that extra mass is behind the storage room bulkhead.
Behind it?
It looks like a construction mech welded right into the hull.
Scanning the parts has activated an audio log.
I think I know what that's about, Ryder. Come up to the bridge.
Uh-oh. Armory structural scan. Interior hull plating. Sheet alpha beta titanium alloy with heat dispersal coating. Meaning high density construction gear beyond the bulkhead. Non-standard weld. There appears to be construction equipment sealed behind this plating. Scanning it has triggered an audio file download. Is it a virus? It's gonna destroy the Tempest from the inside out? What's up, Plague Pals? How's it going? How are you? Let's see. We are investigating a bunch of different things that are happening on the ship here. Apparently there's some kind of small animal that has snuck on that we are using a humane trap to get, and then something here of the electronic variety that apparently has also been added to the ship unexpectedly, and you apparently have more info about that.
Those parts you found welded in the storage room. I recognize them.
From where?
They belong to the ship's lead designer, Lucille Diawara. She broke her back during construction. But Lucille wouldn't abandon her ship. She converted a construction mech into a rig she could wear. She must have welded it into the hull. Her artist's signature.
Okay, I have a lot of questions about that. So we found it. She broke her back. Is she alive? And just currently living inside of this mech that she created for herself?
Not even a broken back could stop her dream.
Sam, didn't you find an audio log with Lucille's rig? Can you play it?
Sam found my construction gear then. Well done. One of you Pathfinders got the Tempest. Mason Barrow, Zevin Reka, Matriarch Ishara, Alec Ryder. You were the best of us.
Well, that's our dad, but that's not us. So, yeah, thanks. We're great too, I guess, but I'm not entirely sure what this is alluding to here, to be honest.
Dad's gone. Makes you wonder how many other Pathfinders made it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We'll find out. It's what you do.
Take care of my ship and each other. Whatever is in Andromeda, you're the Milky Way to them. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
I never thought I'd hear Lucille's voice again.
She really cared about the Pathfinders. Enough to give them her rig. For luck.
Okay? I mean, I guess that's kind of heartfelt, but I still don't really understand what the significance of her rig is. Yes, it's some kind of mech that she created, but yes, it holds some kind of sentimental value, I suppose, but beyond that, I don't really understand the importance of it.
Lucille made it a part of the Tempest. Let's keep it that way.
I'll see to it, Ryder.
Thanks. Now let's go make her proud.
Okay. Apparently that gave us some additional Andromeda viability points. Actually, a lot of experience as well, for what it's worth. Still a while before we level, but there's... I don't know how quickly that trap is going to trigger. It told us that later on, we would catch something with it, but I don't really know if that means we have to leave the Tempest altogether, and only once we come back, maybe, it would catch the creature in question, or if just by going over to that other area and talking to some people, was that enough? I don't know. Does not look like there's anything in there right now. So I take that to mean we still have to wait. We've not yet spoken to everyone in between our previous mission. So who is left? Vetra, Cora, Liam, Lexi, and I guess Sam, but that's probably not as important. Those are the ones we still need here. All the ones in this area.
As if any of your meals passed the bucket test. Picture your favorite food. Now picture it in a bucket beside a barn. Would you still eat it?
Do all humans try to ruin everything? Or just you?
Okay. Oh, this is Lexi. I was trying to go over to Liam as they were having that conversation, but sure, we'll chat with you.
Ryder?
Except you have nothing new to contribute.
I'll let you get back to it.
To this discussion.
I'll be here if you need me.
Okay, what about Liam in here? There you are.
Hey, sorry, still thinking about the outpost we need.
Okay, well,
We'll talk later.
there does not appear to be much new to chat with you about either. Okay. We've not checked this in a while, I guess. Lost and found hot patch gun. Lost this from my workbench yesterday, and I'm really hoping it didn't fall through the deck plating. Gil. I borrowed it to fix a loose sole on my boots. I'm almost done. Liam. Liam, can I grab that quickly after? Need to patch a strap. Okay, now everyone is gonna proceed to steal this. Oh, the pilot seat cushion just needs a quick fix too. That would really help a rickety shelf I've got down here. For Callow and Vetra. Built another hot patch gun. You guys can fight over that one. That is perhaps the solution. And Garin word of the day, Gosan? It's a verb. To cling or grasp. Gosan. See also Gosan Yavdar, being stubborn, clinging to a rock, or the resistance, in the case of Gosavar. So the resistance means stubborn, pig-headed people. That would be, Gosavara, and yes. Alright. Seems like we have caught up with just about everyone there is to catch up with at this stage. So I think perhaps we do head back up. And maybe we just take a quick check back over here. So I think we can probably pick up our loots here. As I was saying, not that we are in much need for those things, because we have a whole bunch of them, because I made a point of activating this a whole lot. But also, I doubt any of our strike teams are done here, although we do have new missions, so actually, we might have reason to send some additional people out here. This is our silver mission. Okay, let's see. We do this, you're 81% chance of success. You're the only team available here, so I think this is the situation in which having an extra team or two waiting in the wings, perhaps not our best team, this is our third best team, so chance of success not quite as high as we would ideally like to see, but still at 81% good enough that I think we can feel okay about doing this. And everyone is occupied. In that case, out of curiosity, this new gold mission, would this have been even better for us? It might have been. Might have been. But, everyone is occupied now, so nothing we can do about that at this stage. Okay, so, where to next? I think, although we've been tempted with a bunch of new locations that we've not yet been to, I would really like to be able to go to Vold and just say, we've at least done what feels like the bare minimum for the time being. Because right now it feels like we just keep on doing tiny little bits and pieces, but not enough to make any meaningful progress here. So whether that means going in and activating a vault, or something else that's, I don't know if there's anything that's on that level of significance, but maybe several other smaller things to the point where we can actually get it up to a similar level. I mean, not going to get up to 100% without activating Vault, I don't think, but at least getting it higher than 20%, I would very much like to do it. If we could get a settlement down there, that would be awesome. We need to probably get that number a little bit higher and at least find a place where we can build a settlement in the first place, because I don't think we've even done that much on Fold yet.
Now orbiting Kadara.
Okay, out of curiosity, anything new to scan here? Not at the moment. Okay, so I think we just... Anything new to scan here? No. Okay, so there are, I'm certain, going to be new systems that we've not yet been to. Yeah, because we've learned about a bunch of new places now. Cool to see that now this left side, west side of the galaxy, however you want to refer to it, has locations, whereas previously we were pretty much entirely on this east side, although there's more stuff here as well. So yeah, lots of new places. I would still like to be able to move on from Vold a little bit more, rather than just having it gnawing at the back of my mind as something that just feels like we never quite have done enough in. Obviously, you know, we don't have to do everything here on Vold. Don't need to 100% it right here, right now, but it's just been bothering me a little bit that it feels like we never have done quite enough in this area, even after having been there on a few occasions. So maybe before we get too carried away exploring new and locations that we've just not even tried anything yet on,
Beginning approach.
we do a little bit more here first.
Fold orbit is steady.
And in particular, well, I mean, first, obviously, we have to land. We did recently craft a new assault rifle, so we'll try that out. Not actually sure how good it's going to be. We did add some mods to it that are going to make our power damage buffs a little bit stronger, so don't know, the gun itself may or may not be better than what we were using before, but our powers are definitely stronger when we have this equipped. So there's at the very least that. Then I think we'll keep our armor the same. Real thing here is the squad, and I think, didn't we previously establish that this is the place where PB has something she wants us to do, and there's, I thought, one more person who had something specific to them they wanted us to do in this planet. It might have been Vetra, it might have been Cora, I don't really remember. So I feel like it was Cora. Let's go for Cora. I think it might have been her.
Approaching the LZ.
Okay. Let us fast travel, because I think we want to be out on the frontier. And what I'm thinking is we go to this forward station here. There is still this research Ket holding site location, which to me sounds pretty significant. So I think maybe we check that out. Otherwise, is there a monolith area that we can go to? Is that what, I think that's what this symbol means, right? Pop up in the legend. It is. I mean, that's pretty far from anywhere we've been to on the planet thus far. I guess closest spot would be over here, then we'd go south and east. And this looks pretty uneven, so I'm not even sure how feasible it is to go through there. And there aren't really any forward stations on the way over there. So it feels like, especially since there's a hazard in this location, it will dwindle away at our life support, that might not really be the way to go about doing that. But if we were to go the northern route, there's still a long ways before we get to our next forward station here, but that would be our next fast travel spot we could unlock. Then from there, can we cut south? Basically overshoot it just to circle back? I mean, there are more forward stations that way. So it almost feels like that's what we're going to have to do, if that is ultimately our goal here. But I think at least in the immediate future, let's go for this. Oh, also, we need to actually do that fast travel first. Or at least it would be awfully convenient to do that. Alright, so this is the new weapon. See how we feel about it. This will be, I suppose, a good test for it. But let us get you out as well, probably. Oh, you are already out. Oops. That was entirely unnecessary, but sure. It's definitely here now. And looks like the place we marked is in this direction.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
I think we've already checked that out on the right there. This is, I think, the place we're really looking for. Up here. Also, maybe before we engage with the cat, might be worth checking to see if we have unspent skill points. Not for us, but squad mates do. At least a little bit. EB with 2 points can only do pull, which I'm not really sure is something we want to be investing in right now, so we might just wait for her. Whereas for Cora, could upgrade this for better melee damage, melee force, melee damage, blast weaker enemies back. Not really loving either of those things, to be honest. Would much prefer the stuff that happens a little bit later on. So it might mean we're waiting on Cora as well, unless we want to go into Nova, which I guess is not a terrible idea, but still. Might just be better to wait in both cases. Alright, so this, at least by the description, reminds me a bit.
This is the Ket labor camp Skion talked about.
I'll keep an eye out for the kidnapped Angara.
The description of this location reminded me a bit of the Ket base that we fought at on Eos. So let's just see if we can... Yeah, so Reed Ketch holding site. An Angaran excursion group failed to return at their scheduled time. Resistance spies report the Ket captured the group and took them to a holding site for extraction, that being this spot here. Okay, so that is, in theory, what we're looking at. Rescue the captured Angara? Oh, well. Hello. Guess that's how we're gonna open up. That's a new weapon. Whoa, hello! I did not see you.
You're here to rescue us. The control panel is right there. Shut this down.
Working on it.
Once I have a weapon, I'm gonna destroy these Ket.
Okay, this guy might actually help us. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that was a grenade. Okay, that is good to know as well. Also, is there a place here where we can not be freezing and dying from the environmental hazard? Because that'd also be nice. That was very convenient of you to drop right by where your friend also dropped. And now, granted, I did just walk straight out in the open. I would like to take cover here. Okay, well, that was just me being an idiot. That was just me being an idiot. Okay. It's like, we can just casually mosey on over here, right?
Keep your weapons ready. We're not getting out of here without a fight.
Okay, so I don't think going back there makes a lot of sense.
You're here to rescue us. The control panel is right there.
Oh, hello. It's probably still gonna be that other dude. This dude. So yeah, probably need to be a little more deliberate with how we loop around, rather than just going straight in there without giving it much additional thought. I mean, they have the high ground. They do have the high ground. Ow. Which means this cover is perhaps not all that meaningful. But rather than just going around the back and going straight into the thick of things, probably does make more sense for us to maybe go to this side first. And also trying to keep at least one eye on that life support bar there. I thought that was something we could interact with for a second. Oh, that is not what I meant to do. There is apparently someone underneath us. Are there people up here, though? There are people for us to rescue, for sure. Ow.
Disable the fence! I have to get out!
I mean, that's the same button to disable the fence. You could just give me a second so I can get Cloak back. That'd be lovely. So they're trapped in that thing.
Freedom!
Just doing that to break our Cloak, so the cooldown's a little bit faster. Obviously, there's this guy over here as well. So does this guy do anything once we free him? Does he actually help us out at all? Or does he just run away and become insignificant? Okay, granted,
Disable the fence, quick!
maybe not worth going to kill that guy. Would have been better to just Cloak to do this more safely, but
Getting away with this!
I guess it didn't really matter too much at the end of the day.
Is falling, Pathfinder.
Oh, there are some spots. Oh, right here, where we can get our life support back.
Temperature is normal.
So casually scan this while we're at it. Okay.
Life support restored.
Yeah, we do need to make it over there. Can we go inside? We can, it seems. Are there enemies inside? Probably. Probably. That doesn't sound good. Yeah, that does sound like a grenade. I guess on the top of that area there. That's supposed to be melee unit, yeah? There we go. That's definitely the sound of another grenade. Though admittedly, I'm not entirely sure where it came from. These guys probably are gonna just respawn indefinitely. Just in part why I don't think it makes a ton of sense for us to just be hanging out here indefinitely. Although, take that while we're at it. There's definitely a big guy there. Yep. Oh, that guy is one of the people that we released, and he is helping us, seemingly, or at least there's an animation playing for him attacking people. Not sure what this does. Update from Prefect/Vold, devoted. Our attempts to release the repugnant Angaran AI from their frozen city are behind schedule. Archon continues to instruct me to capture it and not destroy it. More slaves are required. The frequency of raids will be increased. That is all. Now for the detainees. Acquired in raid of Settlement Erosk. They've done the physical and genetic analysis. Summary, 3 chosen. Oh yes, they're trying to figure out the specific ones that they want to, what do they call, enlighten? No. I forget what the word they were using was. But, additional comments, civilian group, 1 soldier, remaining 6 were distributed to various facilities to assist in our efforts. 0 chosen from this group. Failed group of 5, all resistant soldiers, expectations unmet. Incomplete genetic analysis awaiting input. Group of 5 resistant soldiers unyielding, great promise. So a little bit of insights as to what they're looking for, their group. I don't think we can shoot through. I mean, we technically have a little bit of armor piercing ourselves, but okay, some armor. All right, we do need to get out. Also, where is the lost track of which direction? On the left, theoretically. Where this last one is? Over here. Or directly above us, actually. Which, I mean, do we just waltz out the front door? I feel like we might just waltz out the front door. We cannot go through the front door. Never mind. Front door is off limits. Can we go through the back door? We can go through the back door. Now, we know what happened last time we tried to do this. It did not end particularly well for us. So I am going to cloak immediately. You're almost dead. Okay, there's another one of the dudes that we rescued previously. Hey, guys. How's it going? Don't mind us. Okay, that's all of them. Then just clear the remaining cat. Okay. Sounds simple enough. But I was kind of expecting for there to be a...
Temperatures are within acceptable limits.
More coming over here, I see. I was kind of expecting this to be similar to what we saw... They're all hiding. Expecting this to be similar to what we saw in the other facility. Was that at Volv? No, on EOS. That is not what that was supposed to be. A cloak, thank you very much. I did press the buttons at the same time. Ow. Kill that guy. There we go. Although that was a little bit risky. Maybe wait till we get our shields back. There we go. That all of them? Nope. One below us. Theoretically. Somewhere. Not entirely sure where. Oh, how about right next to us? Still not the last one, though. It's like 5 people surrounding this one dude. Eventually just gets headbutt to death. Okay, now we just speak to the friends that we have now made. Yeah, no additional facility for us to go into, unlike the Ket base on EOS, which is sort of what I was expecting.
Just in time. Would have given us another day at most. No thanks for Rana's jabs.
If the Ket can't handle being called mildly insulting things, that's on them, not me.
Oh.
You see what I mean? We owe you. How'd you find us anyway?
Somebody told us about you a while ago. What's up, Twitchy Bear? Keeps telling you're missing online access. Well, I mean, I'm not playing the multiplayer version. Does that happen for you when you're doing the campaign as well? So there have been some finicky things with Origin / the EA app that I have run into when I've tried to do multiplayer. It hasn't really been much of an issue for at least the campaign for Andromeda.
Your nephew Ski-Out was trying to get you rescued.
Good boy. He's got potential, Nilge.
So you've said before. The Resistance needs to be debriefed. We'll head back to base as soon as possible.
What about the data drive? We have to deliver it to Buxel so she can start the analysis.
Interesting. It seems we have to depend on our rescuer for more than a rescue. Can you deliver this drive to Techiix? If we work together, no time will be wasted.
Maybe give us a little more info?
What's in the drive?
The Ket code we stole while trying to infiltrate their command center. The Ket never realized how much we downloaded off their network.
Alright.
I'll go there as soon as I can.
Perfect. Buxel will be in her workshop. I hope we meet again. Under better circumstances.
Whoa. Okay, we leveled. After finishing this mission here. Which means I guess we didn't have to wait too long before it was possible for us to start doing some more stuffs. Or at least have the potential to do more stuffs. Like PB with 4 points. Now we could at least upgrade Duelist or not quite Shockwave. But for Duelist we could get up to melee damage. Not a huge fan of that, but the power effect durations, that might not be a bad thing to further upgrade, so sure, we'll take that. Then, confirm those. Korra does still seem like we're going to be locked into some stuff that we are not huge fans of. Well, actually, we could... Hold on. Could maybe still go shield booster, charge, rank 5. What do we have here? Damage, force, and it becomes a detonator. This is weapon damage, melee damage for 3 seconds after charging. So, I mean, we talked about this a little bit before. Just when you go online, it's not working? Yeah, I don't know in that case. I'm not sure. But yeah, for me at least, when I was trying to do some stuff on multiplayer for Mass Effect 3, I was running into some issues. So I would suspect it might be Origin / the EA app may be the source of your issues there, but that's there's still a lot of potential within that for who knows, a variety of different things. So I don't have an answer for you beyond that, unfortunately. But yeah, we've talked about detonators and priming for squad mates. Because their abilities have such long cooldowns, it feels like that's not great to be prioritizing that. What is the cooldown of this? It's 20 seconds. You know, we've made it a little bit better by taking that, but on the other hand, this does still give power damage and power force. But not directly to the charge. It's for other abilities for 10 seconds after using charge. Because I was going to say, I mean, if you do the charge, you're going to have charge on cooldown, obviously. But you're not going to get the charge back that quickly. Even if it lasts for 10 seconds. You know, 20-second recharge time, a little bit faster with the recharge speed here. It's still more than 10 seconds, so it's going to have to be charge. Gives you the damage bonus on basically Nova. And I don't know if Korra is smart enough to do charge and then Nova, which obviously a human would do, but we can't directly control Korra, so I cannot confirm as to whether she will make a point of benefiting from that damage. Otherwise, I'd say, okay, you know, you get the power damage and you get that detonator bonus as well, which is a nice little bonus. But this is definitely the safe approach, and although it's less exciting, I think we might need to go that route. It's only 3 seconds here, but we can be pretty confident that Korra is at least either going to melee or shoot somewhat when she's finishing her charge, because at least charge is going to be on cooldown, so she's not going to be doing that. So I guess we go that route. Or we could have checked what shield boost was going to be here. Shield restoration duration or initial shields restored? I mean, yes, that's probably useful, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine. As for us, 5 points means we could increase damage from tech constructs and squad mate powers. Okay, I mean, we're just saying, squad mates are generally going to be on cooldown a lot of the time. Yeah, unfortunately, Twitchy, I'm not sure what the answer is for you, but hopefully you can figure it out. Because, yeah, Origin and the EA app are very finicky, so that's why I suspect it has something to do with those. But good luck, and thanks for the follow. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Improves all shield restoration and defensive effects. The thing is, we don't have too many of those. It's basically just energy drain. But we have control over that. Whereas this, we don't have control over how effectively our squad mates are using powers. I mean, they're going to use some power, right? We can't control when or where, but I might still go that route. Because what else, I mean, what else benefits from the defensive stuff? That might be the only thing on the tech side, the energy drain, and that's the only thing we've really invested in thus far. A charge can probably, yeah, restore 50% shields. Okay, tell you what, that's actually worth investing for that. Charge is a very powerful ability that at some point in time we're probably going to want to take. That may be reason enough. That may be reason enough to go for team support into the power restoration and defense. I think so. Out of curiosity, for these ones that are giving us bonuses based on how many points we've invested, they're all up to 18% now. Okay. I think that's the best way to go about doing it. Short term, not a huge factor. It is a small upgrade for energy drain, but mostly for the potential future charge play. Okay. We did do a little bit of looting, but there might be a little bit more to be done here. Now that we can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief in this area. Let's just take a second. Suspect we probably have everything in here, but up above and all those other platforms and what have you. Might there be anything else in these areas, or, you know, loot that our enemies dropped, stuff like that, things to scan even. Like that. Ket computer console. Used to control various operations in the area. Sure. Anything else?
I'm reading a temperature decrease.
Not much on this side, at least. Oh, a little bit of loot here, though. Huzzah. I think we saw one of those pop up before. But those are probably either sellable for a somewhat significant sum, or break them down into components.
Is normal. Life support is back online.
Check back here, because we did not really look in this area. Those are, you know, some creepy sounds we're hearing. Don't get me wrong, but, you know, at some point in time, we'll probably figure out what those are. What they're coming from. Ooh, or not. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I see that. Can't hide that from me. Can't hide your Ket sealants from me. I won't allow it. I will not allow it.
Environment check. Temperatures are within acceptable parameters.
Huzzah. Ooh, much more here. Yeah, so in general, it seems like Ket gear gives combat/weapon damage. Whereas the Angara stuff, ooh, high value salvage. Angara stuff tends to be on the tech side. Ooh, platinum. Sneaky platinum. Hiding down here. Have a little bit of that while we're at it. Anything else? Doesn't really look anything up here. We may be good to go. Oh, I saw a little bit of loot from enemies that we took out. Alright. Oh, oh no, that was just a sound effect from us having picked that up. For a second there, I thought that was telling us we had more to scan. That is probably... I don't know if that's the monolith or if that's a Ket structure of some excuse me. Some variety. Okay, but I think either way, perhaps now is a good time for us to head out and look elsewhere for things to investigate. Take a look at our map. See how you can check that one off the list. We did check that out previously, didn't we? So I think we might just be heading toward this forward station, and I imagine we'll run into something along the way. But there's at least that in the general area, but we're probably going to want the way to get our life support back at some points. We did get 5% viability from completing that, which is not bad. Oh, let me at least mark this so we don't get lost. Pretty much due east. But we may get distracted with other things along the way. Like, I'm not sure if we've been here.
Pathfinder, this remnant site may have defense systems.
It's a lie. I really thought that our teammates were enemies for a second there.
Remnant here.
Hey, friends.
Device is Ket. Let's check it out.
Shooting the device will destroy it.
Oh. Okay. So we want to try to avoid shooting it? I don't know if we can actually truthfully destroy it or not. That's an actual risk. Try to fight.
That device was feeding data externally.
So what I was in the middle of saying was I don't know if we might want to try to fight on the other side of the area so we don't accidentally shoot and destroy that thing. Which, despite being on the other side of the area where we were not shooting it, the enemies apparently destroyed it.
I can't determine that. However, there may be devices at other remnant locations.
So that feels really bad. Because what the heck were we supposed to do there? The game decided that we weren't going to be able to do that. And it was completely out of our control. So I would kind of like to reload a save. Because that feels pretty cheap to me. And I don't know Let's see, this might be just far enough back. So that was pretty bad from a game design standpoint, I would
A
argue.
few more like Eos, and we're sitting pretty. No one's sitting pretty yet. The staff of those outposts have a lifetime of work. And that's if your remnant technology keeps working like we need it to. Look, I spent months out there with sand in my bits. Let me have this.
Pretty sure that the save I loaded up was basically right after we hopped in here, after having already finished that encounter. But if we check Andromeda viability, it should say 25 for Volder Kingdom. It's not as if we're about to have to reset that entire previous encounter, but yeah. So how do we avoid that artifact getting destroyed?
Remnant site has defenses in place, Pathfinder.
I think just by initiating on the opposite side, perhaps. We are assuming that that item still exists. We are deliberately trying to stay as far away as possible from it. Granted, I am about to blow this up. Does it still exist, or did it... Surely it didn't save that that item got destroyed, right? It's not a thing. I think we maybe just haven't technically discovered it yet.
I'll take you apart.
Now it says we got the experience as if those were the only enemies here.
I'm reading Ket technology at this location. Shooting the device will destroy it.
Okay. Oh, are we supposed to destroy it? I thought we were supposed to scan it or something. I thought the whole point was we were supposed to scan it and find out more about the Ket. In which case, I guess maybe the remnants were doing us a favor and just made this quicker. Because it does not appear as though we can do anything to interact with it. I mean, I am tempted to just melee it.
That device was feeding data externally.
To where?
I can't determine that. However, there may be devices at other remnant locations.
Okay, obviously that was worth it. Obviously that was a very destructive way to take that out, but also we are now on low life support. We should probably duck back somewhere real quick to get that back up. Which is potentially going to mean we have to double back to one of those bases we were just at. Or at the very least, hop into the Tempest, which... we parked on this side, right? This we're actually pretty low. Pretty low on our life support right now. Which I can't remember if we've established... Does that mean that we instantly die when that meter reaches 0? Or do we just start taking damage? I feel like we've determined we just start taking damage. We check that out? We've seen that, theoretically. Pretty sure we've been there. This looks like another Ket outpost of some variety, which may have some of those heaters that can get our life support back up, but not sure we can count on that. We haven't gone too far yet, but this is one of the things that made exploring Vold a little bit tricky in the past. Granted, this might not have been the best spot to... I was kind of trying to find a spot where we can heat up the Nomad as well. Look, it's safe now. Sort of. For everybody. Sort of. Look, it's fine now. Oh, also that I did not mean to do that.
The ambient temperature is normal. Life support is
Granted,
not
this
online.
might have to be an 11-point turn here. Yeah, so like... May have driven this into a ditch. Hold on. Everything's fine. Everything is fine. Should have more torque going in reverse than we do going straight. For what it's worth. At least we would in IRL. And it worked. It worked, you know? Don't worry about it. It's fun. Okay, so I think we'll try this spot here. It looks like the hammery mining places that we've seen in the past where there have been some Ket presence. A little bit intrigued by this, just to see if there's anything over here, but it doesn't really look like it. This, however, I imagine there will be. There's at least some Ket. Saw someone moving. Yep, they've noticed us. Oh, hello. Hello, friends. Should be a fire explosion. Here we go. Don't mind me. Who's left? Just gave us experience, which suggests that was the last enemy. Anything else for us to loot here? Yes, definitely. Some explosives as well. You are a heater, so that's good. Just take a second. Fully up? Yes, we may be fully up. Were, at least. Okay. Seems like in general, oddly enough, there hasn't really been anything in these specific areas where the hammer-like thing is. So I think we're kind of good there. So I think we just hop back into Nomad.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
Wherever we parked that thing. In the opposite direction. Over here. Okay. So I think we just progress onwards here. Basically using those little areas as spots to regenerate our life support if possible. This looks like there's going to be something. I mean, I was going to blow them up, but we didn't really have to. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Oh, more stuff we can explode.
Seem to be extracting remnant data and sending it to a single location.
Can we track it down?
It's heavily encrypted. I may be able to break it with more information.
Okay, so yeah, it just seems like doing more of those will eventually give us some kind of breakthrough. Perhaps a location where we could go to for finishing another quest. Anything else here? I'm not really sure that there is. Obviously, we are on limited life support, and our life support is smaller on our person than it is in our vehicle, so I think we just carry on here. There's definitely something over there, and something over there as well. Do we still have this highlighted? We don't. So yeah, these are basically just our mini checkpoints in between actual checkpoints.
Is that one of their Ket ships attached to the mountain?
If there's any way we can help the Angara deal with the Ket, we're gonna do it.
Making note of anything I can see from out here. Entrances, exits, possible weak spots.
I assume that's what they're referring to? Over there? There's obviously Ket here too, by the looks of things. Like an angle with more cover, like so. Hello, pal. You know, you'd think that having a flamethrower would kind of mitigate the risks of freezing. Plus also an explosive right next to you. And there should be the ability to get heated back up over here, though.
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support is back online.
Anything else?
I'm receiving an unusual reading from that Angara. I recommend scanning the body.
What? Didn't realize this was an Angara.
The Ket planted a chip in this Angara.
The tracking chip. Can you reverse it to get a nav point?
The chip is disabled, but if I receive more scans, I could repair the signal.
Okay. More for us to investigate. In that case. What is that? Is that one of those big monstery dudes? Actually, it's smaller than I thought. I'm not sure what that is. Or are we just far enough away from it that it looks different? That's definitely smaller.
Nice work.
I'm not sure we've seen one of those before. We may not have. Alright, well, I know other way. Eastward, please. Oh, there we go. This looks significant. Question mark
Serving
here.
with Asari commandos doesn't make you Asari.
When did I say that?
You sure act like it sometimes.
She
It's
definitely
kinda
does.
Funny. Just saying, don't be that person. Nothing worse.
Okay. What is going on here? Nothing to loot? Maybe we ought to save here. That's definitely something over there. But what is this? Oh. I am not really sure. That's a big container, though. Possibly the biggest container we've ever seen. What is this? Oh, melee weapon, which might be comparable to how good our current melee weapon is. Not bad stuff there. What is going on here? What is this place all about? That I am not sure of. That I am not sure of. Is there anything of note here, or is it basically just a little bit of loot and not much else? Anything on this side? Doesn't really look like it. Do kind of wonder if maybe on a future occasion.
A temperature decrease.
Maybe on a future occasion we'll have something that will take us back in this general direction, but not right now. I mean, mostly just a way to get our life support back up. That looks like something, of course. That might also be a place where there are some Ket. Oh, there's
Heads up,
something.
there might be a remnant in that site.
What is this? Huh? Nothing? That's weird. This certainly seems like a place where something is supposed to happen. But that obviously looks important. Oh, there is... Okay, to the right. Stuff here. Okay, there's definitely some more. Yep. that's all. Any other destructible ket stuffs? There's containers. Is there anything? Oh, hold on. There is loot here. Explosives. But not much else, not unless we can climb up this stuff to find something, which I'm not really sure that we can do. I'm seeing a whole lot of nothing. Would stop a little bit to look and see what's over there, but seeing as how we are on limited life support, maybe that is something that is better done from the Nomad. So that's obviously going to be something important. We might already know what that is if we look at our map,
like
but...
Ket tech.
Are there ket? I see at least something over there. Yep.
Ahead.
Yup. We are running low on the life support. There are a lot of them, actually. There are a lot of them. There are some places we can get our life support back here, though. Wow! Okay, they have cornered us big time. Oh, that is not how we do that. Hold on. This is what I'm looking for. The first time where we can actually make use of our shield capacitors, perhaps. Oh, not that it's the first time we could make use of it. The first time we're actually going to use it when it's meaningful, though, perhaps. Because that is something that I was looking for a while, and we just never quite seemed to find it when we needed it most. Here, one of the big Gatling gun dudes. Cora. That was the last of them, and I thought this was... Hold on. This should be a place where we can get the life support back.
That message console can be hacked. Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits.
Okay, let's see what the deal is here. Message to Anointed. Control is sending a fleet of shuttles to Havarl now. We anticipate breaking the planet's defenses soon. We'll have plenty of new stock for the facility, and you know what they mean by new stock.
So there's a control center for Ket shuttles on Vold.
This message contains a fragmented passcode. If we find more terminals, I can reassemble it.
Yeah, I mean...
we can take out the control center.
And I am... It's not lost on me. I am noticing that just about every quest that we are seeing is one where it basically says, go to this location, you find 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6, 1 out of however many of this item, and only once you get all of them can you complete this specific quest. So it does feel like there's not a lot of variety there, but, you know, at the very least, I think the good part comes from, I mean, there are places of note where we are getting those quest items. It's not like we're just randomly exploring and in the middle of nowhere we find stuff. You know, at least it's happening at Ket outposts like this. So it doesn't feel like as it's, you know, a major chore to do that, whereas perhaps it might have otherwise felt that way. Okay, that seems to be the place where the major structure is. Oh, also, what is this? Point of interest that we went past before. This might have been the location where there's some sort of indoor facility, but we didn't really have anything to do there at the time. So we just kind of shook our heads and said, all right. I think I see the spot where the forward station goes. So I think we just go for it now. So this one is considerably further forward than the previous ones were. So this should be very useful.
Activating automated forward station deployment.
This should be a very useful one to have.
Mining zones have been added to your nav system, Pathfinder.
Okay, a little more viability. More mining zones, some of which are actually rather close. There does seem to be perhaps even something right over here. What is
There's a Ket device here, Pathfinder.
this? I mean, we have to, right? Oh, there is. It's gonna hurt. It is gonna hurt, but we're gonna do it.
To equip the data receiver, I need more input.
Also, maybe don't stand right next to it when it's doing that. That probably also hurts. Anything else over here, though? Perhaps that is all? Okay, so that was the spot that we were targeting for our exploration, was getting to this forward station. So definitely a good thing that we have it now. That should make future exploration that much easier. So now we could go to this spot, which looks like it's a pretty big deal. Passive scanning reports something incongruous with the surrounding terrain. Recommend an active, detailed scan of the area. Search Vold for an Angaran relic. Avela Kiar suspects there are Angaran artifacts hidden on the planets of Helios. Search the planets. Oh, this was the person on Aya who's asking us to do this, right? Because, I mean, that seems to be... where? No, is that? Hold on. If we mark that. Looks like that was the place where we saw the big structure over here. Maybe, maybe not. Wait, hold on. What's it? It's pointing us to multiple locations, it seems like. I thought I saw multiple spots on our map. But, I mean, it's pretty clear that it's taking us toward this spot right here. Yeah, this one here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Crazy shield in the middle of nowhere?
That's Jarnook. They can't think they'll find some remnant thing there. Our people can't break through that shield. It's controlled from the main command base.
Okay. I take that to mean we can't break through it either until we get to that other base where they're controlling it from. Probably doesn't make a lot of sense for us to go here, although... Okay, yep. I think that is perhaps that is our signal. This is neither the time nor the place to be messing around here. Okay, on a future occasion, it does seem as though perhaps we need to break down the shield elsewhere, and then we can revisit here. So, this mode if we're going to try to climb up this thing. I was a little bit curious. Alright, but if we are going past that, then... now where? There is a cave. Oh, that's intriguing. Apparently there was a pathway that... Oh, that's... okay. That is intriguing. There's a forward station there, which we may be able to get to if we are to cut through like this. Because I was under the impression we might have needed to loop all the way around, which obviously would take a long time. We're getting close to the edge of the map here, in fact. Before we can go south and make our way toward the... big thing we're looking for is this monolith. So to get to this forward station, which might be the closest to that monolith, either that or this, probably be a pretty big deal. Although, seeing this cave, that does intrigue me, that does make me wonder if perhaps that is a way to break through this shield. I think maybe we prioritize this for the time being. That does require we're going to have to double back a little bit. Because I did not realize that was a thing. This is apparently a dig site as well.
Pathfinder, this area can be mined for resources.
Ezo?
You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
We could get Ezo. That, I think, would be very valuable. It's not going higher in a slightly different direction. Okay, or we just go for the beryllium, which I'm pretty sure is not nearly as important. That might be a common rarity thing. So I'm trying to maximize the ezo, but it's not. I mean, maybe up on top of this thing. That's where we get the platinum. Not so much the ezo. Or the copper. Pretty sure that's common. I think it's non-zero for the ezo. I don't know, we'll do it. 12 ezo, 21 platinum. I mean, it's something. It's gonna be too close for us to get anything here now, but... Okay. I think we try... Ooh, there is some ezo here as well, though. Wait for it. Oh, that's going... Is it going down? It's what I'm trying to prioritize, but... Hold on. This is... Oh, well... So this looks pretty funny with that line going through it. No, that's because that's from our mining drone that we dropped previously. That is not a coincidence. That is not natural. Alright, whatever. Not that important to min-max it, I suppose. There is some ezo to speak of here, seemingly, even though it's grayed out. It does still give us 18, which I think is more important to optimize that than the other stuff. So let's head over the other way, see if we can sneak past this base, and make our way through to the other forward station. In fact, it might make sense for us to activate that
Pretty sure the AI
on our
robot
map.
doesn't insist the Pathfinder always gets to drive.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure it does. So is it basically just over here? Yeah, almost exactly where we are right now. Okay. Right here. See the little pathway? Okay, so I think this could be very useful. Finding this way to cut through. Oh. Okay, some other stuff of note. That is a point of interest and a remnant location. Was this the one? This must have been the one we were targeting, right? There's also a few other things of interest there. Okay, so I guess we'll target that in the short term. I mean, it's right in front of us, but... What do we have here? Any friends of the remnant?
These are the ruins
Friday?
we're looking for.
Oh.
Time to
What?
scrounge for tech.
Oh, for PB? If so, then that's a pretty big deal. We're not in range. One moment, please. Did not open this as effectively as I would have liked to have opened this encounter. That would also help find aim properly. Oh, hello. Not so fast, buddy, old pal. Not so fast. There are definitely, yeah, some things above us as well. Our life support might start to run low if we are too pokey here. A little bit concerned about that. I don't think we can climb up there exactly, but there are few enough of them now that we can try to pick a fight with them. Perhaps. I mean, I'd kind of like if you would just go down here. It's basically what I'm getting at. That does appear to be the last of them. Alright, so let's see what the deal is here. Oh, of course. Should have known. We'd have some Sudoku. Okay, it's been a while. Hold on, let me remind myself what the controls are. That's the override. Browse glyphs, the triggers. Okay, like so. Gotcha. Okay, so we should be able to use this here. What is that question mark? Oh, hold on.
Guess we'll have to scan for the rest of these.
Right. I think we still need to do some scanning then.
Wonder if I'd get anything on the scanner.
Telling us to go this way. We get up there. Also, our life support's gonna drop. We aren't relatively quick about this. Can we get up there? Go here first. Yeah, what if we go here and use this as our launch point? It might just be on this, which would be great as long as I don't fall down there. It's not here. Okay. We cannot do oh, well that stinks. And in fact, our low life support might have just timed us out functionally. Unless there's a place where we can get that back here. Which I'm not currently seeing. Which really stinks. Where's the Nomad? Wait, that is to our right. Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah. That's unfortunate. I really wish there was at least one thing to restore our life support here, because, I mean, as you can see, we can barely make it back to the Nomad in time. Let alone scan the stuff. Huh? I'm not sure why the Nomad was lining up there, but...
I wonder if the Angara would let us train with them. I'd like to see their methods.
They're a tough bunch.
Cora.
How long have the Angara been fighting the Ket? Must feel like forever.
Alright, so I guess that means we're just gonna have to come back here on a future occasion. Fortunately, it's not that far away from this forward station, so that is, I think, the value of getting that. Then, wait, hold on, what direction? It's, right. This direction where we should be going here. Thought I saw the official path. For a second, there it is.
Imagine being posted out here. Must be lonely.
There's a door up ahead.
Cold, dark. I couldn't stand it.
Is this it? I mean, this looks like an outpost of some variety.
Hey, can you help me with something? There's a wraith cloaked near you. I lost its movement. Will you scan for it and let me know where it's hiding?
I don't know, we can just kill it, but sure. There are people here. Confirmed.
Environmental temperatures are within
There isn't a
acceptable
place on
limits.
both safe from those
Life
things.
support is back online.
I'm telling you, they can't avoid that city. They're afraid of it.
Alright, obviously would like to talk to those people in a second, but they did want us to scan for one of the Invisidudes. I mean, I really feel like, you know, you kind of just... They usually find you.
Activating automated forward station deployment.
So we technically hadn't done it yet.
That's Techiix, according to my map.
We need to find Buxel, Neil's sister.
Okay, so this was a pretty important place. Looks like an Angaran outpost of some variety, and lots of things happening here. But let's, now that we are here, just do that scan real quick. Somewhere in this general area. Probably more out where they were originally warning us. It's probably going to be some kind of super wraith as well, right? So we're like, here it is. Now you need to fight it. And it's, oh, saw it for a second there. It's getting close. Shall we cloak proactively? Ah, we can't cloak while we have the scanner out. Darn. My nose also itches. That's a bad time for that to be the case. Getting closer. very close now. No, that's not it. Not seeing our life support for what it's worth. There you are.
Got it. Over here.
Not bad.
Okay, I mean,
Been tracking that thing all day.
killed him for you, but sure.
Do I get to meet the mystery sniper?
Only right. Come find me.
Alright. Okay, and yes, our life support does seem as though it was getting lower after all. Now, here's an interesting thing. I mean, technically, when we're not in the Nomad, shouldn't it also be... Well, should it also be losing its life support? I guess it's not the Nomad itself. It's us in the Nomad. So it's not like leaving this out here in the cold is making it worse, but I guess we'll park it over here anyway. Now let's go chat.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
Chat with these two as well.
Worry about them.
Oh yes, you have a quest
They'll be
effect.
fine. We'll protect them the best we can.
Alright, but maybe we take one step at a time here. You're the one who we were chatting with before. Are you the
normal temperature range
super sniper dude? Oh, Rev?
Life support restored.
There you are.
Nice shot back there.
Thanks. My father taught me as soon as I was old enough to hold a gun.
Okay, I mean, good thing we have you on our side, I suppose.
I'm glad I'm not on the business end of that thing.
As long as you're not Cat, you're safe.
Alright, but what is the deal here? Join the Resistance? I mean, are these people technically part of the Resistance? I guess we don't really know.
You ever think of joining the Resistance?
Apparently they aren't.
Lucky to have you.
I want to, but my family would never allow it. Not after my brother. Anyway, it's just not possible.
Oh. Think we can put two and two together there. What about the Ket and the Remnant in this area?
Do the Ket come around here a lot?
Only some. Resistance patrols keep most from getting through. I pick off the stragglers. Usually wraiths like the one you helped me with.
You ever miss one?
Miss? Never.
Yeah, we could use a guy like this on our side.
You ever shoot Remnant out here?
I don't see them too often. I heard there's a big one somewhere, but I never found it.
Okay, that might be a hint.
Stay safe out here.
See you around.
Alright, we have found the sniper. We got a little bit more experience just from chatting with him.
I'm reading a temperature decrease.
Really? Did you see the cough?
No, but I heard a new song on the recording. I'll let you listen when we get back.
Okay, what is your deal, biologist dude?
Are you here to observe the Yavara?
What are the Yavara?
Walk onto the frozen lake and you'll see them beneath the ice. They've lived on Vold for millennia. Stories about the Yavara are the only Angaran folktales that survived the Scourge. They're beautiful, intelligent creatures, our closest tie to our past.
And now your people will poach them right out of existence.
Well, our people probably have no idea what these things are, or that they even exist in the first place.
Something I should know about?
24 Yavara have been killed since outlaws of your kind landed on Vold to hunt.
Ah.
We have no resources to track these poachers, and the resistance is spread too thin.
At this rate, our only link to our history will disappear forever.
Ryder, you need to stop those hunters. The Yavara are vital to Angaran culture.
Okay, sure.
We'll do whatever we can to help.
I want to come with you, Ryder.
Oh, really? Alright, maybe this really is important to Angaran culture. I mean, once again, it feels like there is always reason to take Jal to every single planet that we go to, because every planet potentially has some ties to the Angara, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. You always want to take Jal, but we can't always take... I mean, we could always take Jal, but we were also trying to do some stuff for PP as well. And oh, and actually, that reminds me, we should head back to that Remnant location before we forget, now that we have our life support back, to try to perhaps get that Remnant device that she's looking for.
Tell me more about the Yavara.
They're amazing creatures, able to communicate through intricate songs.
Like the ones we're hearing?
We could have heard the songs in person, but the Scourge trapped the Yavara beneath the ice. Now we have to settle for static-filled recordings.
How do they survive under the ice?
No one knows. We've dedicated our lives to studying them, and we still can't find the answer. They're cut off from food and oxygen, yet they still persist. My colleague here has a theory they may be remnant.
We have no way of confirming this, of course.
Okay. I mean, are they the flying things? The big flying things that we saw on Havarl as well? Though, well, that would be weird if they both fly and swim. I mean, they looked like manta rays, so it'd make kind of sense if they also swam in that way, although, you know, you'd think they'd be living in one type of environment and not so much the other, because they're two pretty distinct places where they would be living in that case, but who knows?
You said you have folk tales about the Yavara.
Somehow, Yavara stories are the only ones that survive the Scourge. Most of them have the same theme. A Yavara's song is so beautiful, it can coax the sun out of hiding, reveal the stars.
Just stories, of course, but when your entire history is lost, stories are precious.
I see why the Yavara are important to you.
To all Angara. They're a symbol of what the Scourge took from us.
We can't lose them.
Okay. Alright.
I'll leave you to your work.
Ishare.
Alright. So, you'll want to track those guys down. Not entirely sure where that is, but Jal said he wanted to join us when we were doing that. Then, yeah, this was the place for PB's project. Now that we have our life support back, I think we double back here before we forget. Because otherwise, we're probably going to get distracted by a bunch of things in this area. To a certain extent, we already have. So, before we get too caught up in all that, let's just... Or actually,
Ambient
I have to
temperature is
come over here to the
Life
combat anyway.
support is back online.
Should be back to 100%. So yes, we will definitely come back here. Good thing that we did track this place down, because it does seem pretty significant. What is that? We'll open the road there, but yeah, okay, we are marking the spot that I'm looking for. I mean, in theory, we drove right past this, but yeah, just a random boulder. But it is a nice boulder. Yeah, I'm assuming that the remnants are going to be gone now that we fought them previously, but there's a chance they respawn. We are, of course, still looking for the place where we get that last symbol. Not sure what the answer... Well, yeah, let's scan this more closely to see if it can give us a better hint as to which spot we should be going up. Goes here. Is it on this? It stops here. Ah, it's much easier than it initially looked. Okay. Much easier. Don't have to go up any of those big tower-like structures. Back to Sudoku. Okay. So once again, it's this that does the stuff for us, and we no longer have the mystery signs. Okay, so that's good. So actually, that might be the best one there. Then we do this. Okay. And that means we can do this here. Means we can't do that. We can do that. Only should have one option here, which would be this, and that looks fine. Only have one option here, that'd be this, which also looks fine, which means that's gonna be there, which means this should be you, right? And then that means this is not you, but you. I think that's correct. Nice.
Good one, Ryder.
Is this what you need for your project, PB?
Looks like it. Very cool little piece of REM tech.
Rem tech?
Yeah, shortcut I made up. REM is short for remnant, and...
Noted.
Anytime we come across ruins like this, let's scrounge what we can.
Appreciate it. Come see me on the ship. I'll give you an update on the project.
Okay, there are definitely a lot of other places like this we've run into before where, yes, it's a remnant structure, We fought the enemies around it. We've looted some stuff, but there hasn't really been much else for us to do there. Also, where did we... Oh, that's where we parked the Nomad. So I wonder if maybe those are places where you can basically have a follow-up to this quest with Phoebe. And we might have to double back there to a certain extent. But good to get that one done. We obviously did need to have PB there, and that's one of the reasons why every time we came to Vold, we felt like we needed to bring PB with us. Especially now that we have something that requires that we bring Jal with us. Good that we can check that one off the list for PB at least, and that might mean that we can now upgrade some of her skills all the way up to level 6. I'm not entirely sure if that was all it required, but this was, in theory, one of the missions that she wanted us to do for her. So that may be the case. And then now, we have this area, which we're on 31% viability, first of all. So we've already, what did we start off with here? I think we were 20 when we first got to Vold. So we've already increased it by over 50% more than what we had before. So that's good. But Techiix is the name of the place where we are now. Let's give it a little bit of a look around. So I imagine there could be a fair bit for us to do here.
You're a long way from home. Need anything for the journey?
Enjoying the fresh air. Right. Remember the last time you said that? That was a misunderstanding. I'm pretty sure I didn't misunderstand. You were selling illegal bioweapons from Kadara.
How dare you?
It was for the fight against the Ket.
The nerve of some individuals. We chat with these people? We cannot. Okay, in that case, we will just be on our merry way. There is a terminal there.
Back's killing me. Get used to it. Part of the job. Just make sure you don't drop the fusion cores. Did that once. Spent a year paying it off.
Oh, yeah, maybe, I mean, I guess I don't know that that's an alcoholic beverage, but it does kind of look like you're sort of stumbling around as if that's an alcoholic beverage. So maybe drinking alcoholic beverages while you're working on very important things that if you were to drop them would require that you dedicate an entire year's worth of your salary toward. Maybe that's not the right time to be drinking that stuff. Let's see. Message from the Resistance. Eska, due to the horrific attack on Irosk, is that the name of one of the outposts here on Vold? I think it might be. I'm instructing all Dar leaders to be prepared to accept refugees. Please let Mariv know to make the survivors his top priority. They've seen the loss of their homes, their families. The least we can do is give them a safe space. I'll send a supply donation from Aya to help with your extra costs. Thank you for your kindness and cooperation. Commander Onik Dozil, we might have heard that name, but it's not like it's Ephra. Let's see. Tell me you're okay. I dreamed last night that the Ket took you from me. It's been the same thing every night since you left. Nightmares are all my mind can give me. I'm not sure how much longer I can do this. Even in a paradise like Aya, I stay awake at night worried for you. I know you wanted to stay and complete your work, but is it really worth the danger? You can work here with me. Just come back to me. Please. Pavoa. Pavoa Mama. I have no idea. Okay. Nisha says I shouldn't bother you, but I'm sneaking a message to you in case you forgot about me. Is it very cold there? I'm happy it's warm here in the city. Did you get my drawing? Nisha says you keep people safe in Techiix, so I imagined you as a hero with a cloak made of stars. I miss you so much. I hope you come back soon. Bring me a present. I love you. It sounds like that is perhaps a young child messaging his mother, his or her mother. Cannot speak to them. We tried scanning things, right? Pretty sure we did.
Hit him.
Everybody's doing jumping jacks. Oh, they're... First rule? You don't talk about it. Oh, I can't melee here? Darn. Okay, now admittedly, this place is just curvy enough that it is confusing me where we have and have not been. Alright, so we've been through there. Been in here. We haven't been below here. Okay, but there isn't really anything here. Oh, like you snuck anything back behind here? Just checking. Just making sure. Okay, we've not been in any of the buildings on this side, though. Not yet, at least. You look important. Except we can't speak to you, so apparently you are not important. Just casually knock down all of your furniture. Dispatch to Axul. Now that's the leader of the Rokar. So that's an important name. I've received reports of sporadic raiding parties from the Ket on Havarl. I want patrols stationed outside Thaldir's residence at all times. No excuses. I think we've already been there. And fended off those raids. No, we just can't talk to this guy? I think we just can't talk to that guy. A rather quiet bunch, these people around here. Not been in here yet, either. Scan their desk. Or spare parts, more precisely. While replacing such materials would be simpler, the Angara are attempting to recycle and repair to minimize waste. Okay. Suppose that is a smart thing to do.
He left Vold? He got free and didn't even pay me a courtesy visit? I'm sorry. I can't say more, but what Nilge is doing is extremely important and time-sensitive. Not even a call. Hello, sister. Thought I'd let you know I'm still alive. Not even that. That's between you and him. He certainly had time to call. Anyway, thanks for telling me. I'll keep you updated on anything else I find. Good. Signing off.
Okay. Can we help? You? If your speak option pops back up anytime. There we go.
Are you Buxel? I have something for you.
Apparently we have something
From
for
my
you.
brother who can't stop being a hero? Yes. Anyik told me to expect you.
Okay.
My son Skjort said he'd send people after Nilge. I thought more lives lost. Nice to see I was wrong. Thanks for getting him out. Losing him would have set our efforts back months.
I mean, no problem. Apparently he's family.
Losing family is hard. I'm glad I could spare you that pain.
Thank you. They talked about your abilities, but no one said anything about your kindness.
Oh.
Oh.
Now, let's see.
It's nothing, really.
Stars and skies. This is a layout of the Ket Command Center. Entrances, exits, security. We'll be able to cripple their operations.
Ooh.
Wait, there's something else here. Oh, that's not good.
What?
The base entrances are shielded and locked with a code which changes, often. Metadata tells me they downloaded this weeks ago. The code is about to change again. If an attack is going to happen, it needs to happen now.
Oh. Okay. So, how much do we read into that? Does that truthfully mean that we need to attack this place right now, otherwise this option is going to no longer be available to us?
Crap, that's a lot of pressure.
By the time the Resistance gets a team together, it might be too late, but your squad is ready. The code to disable the security shields is encrypted, but I'll keep working on it. I've sent you the map and a nav point for a side entrance that won't have as many guards. Go quickly, we'll be in touch.
Okay, so does that truthfully mean that we need to go do that at least on this trip to Vold? Or does it mean that that's just an excuse for the other Resistance members to not go do it and for it to need to be us? Basically an explanation for why other people are not going to do it if we don't do it ourselves. And this is the kind of thing we're looking for, though, perhaps for ourselves, long-term. Ket's armor of various varieties. I value stuff as well. don't mind if we do. So that might have, perhaps by necessity, just risen to the top of our to-do list. Those guys have some interesting armor. Okay, that's where the people were fighting. We already got that lithium.
Smart.
Come on, get in there.
Didn't chat with those dudes. Still says there's a quest somewhere. Oh, hold on. We zoom in. Somebody very close by apparently has a quest for us. Through here? I mean, this was the guy that we couldn't speak to before, seemingly, unless... Yeah, oh, maybe his talk bubble just wasn't showing up for some reason? Okay, maybe that's what it was. Because he did look important.
Pathfinder Ryder, it is wonderful to finally meet you in person. I'm Ari Vestic, scholar and chronicler. I've followed your activity with great interest.
Chronicler? Like a historian?
Quite so. Denied memory of the past or hope for the future, we become dust in a void.
Well put indeed.
That's a wonderful sentiment.
My grandmother's words. She set me on this path. It is my life's work to document the events that shape our world. The arrival of visitors from beyond the galaxy is a significant development, of course.
Yeah, you don't say. Not a bad development. Hopefully not a bad development from the Andromeda Initiative standpoint, but from the Ket standpoint, undeniably, of course, hasn't exactly gone all that well.
Is there anything we can do to help your work?
I have always been curious about how the Ket invasion began.
As have we.
First contact, and we have none of our own.
Where would you get that information?
The Ket are a military people. They must have logs. Perhaps they can be accessed from their base on Vol. Approaching it would be foolhardy. Still, if you find yourself there, please see what you can find.
Okay, so I had anticipated that that place where we first fought and freed the, 4 or so Angaran people was going to be basically the equivalent of the Ket base that we fought our way through on Eos, but maybe it's more so this place that we are hearing about with the code to get through. It currently has the shields, and there's also info there that this guy wants.
Why don't the Angara have records of first contact with the Ket?
Those who were there cannot tell their tales. Dead, enslaved, or exalted.
Exalted is the word they used,
There are
right?
stories, rumors. No one knows for sure what happened.
Okay.
I'll leave you to your work.
Of course. I hope to speak to you in less frantic times. I would love to hear about your people.
Okay, Fact or Fiction, that's also a cool name for that quest. Alright, so yeah, lots and lots of quests that we are gaining here. So that's a good thing, I think, because we were exploring Vold, yes, but mostly just wandering, not quite aimlessly, but basically just going for whatever the next shiny thing popping up in the road was, and not much beyond that. Is a rock here. An important rock at that, apparently.
Let's see some blood in the eyes.
We even go through here, or are you guys gonna stop us? Oh, well. Or is this rock gonna stop us? Best guard I've ever seen.
Don't touch anything.
I touched the guard. I touched that guard too.
Andromeda plant sample detected nearby.
Is it this? Probably. You really telling me there's no relevant data? Or do we just come right up and take the edible plant right here? Guess we just take it.
At least it's warm. And no looking over my shoulder for Ket.
Don't rub it in.
Oh, it's a nutritionist as well. Seems like the kind of person we could certainly benefit from chatting with if we're trying to find a whole bunch of edible plants for us to consume in the Andromeda Galaxy. Storage climate control. automated climate control database of inventory. Food imported from Aya is stored in Techiix cold storage room. An automated climate control system maintains optimal temperature and humidity to maximize the time the food can stay in storage while preventing freezer burn. Network also appears to log an inventory of what is stored here. Oh, it's cold over here. How are the plants gonna grow? Oh, look at that sneaky container hiding back here. Not the most valuable we've ever seen, but it's something. Anyone we can chat with over here? No? It is still weird these continue to light up, but they just will not allow me to scan them. Okay, that was the plant that was over here, but there is still supposedly a rock of some variety. Maybe it's above us? Maybe it's outside, because I did not really see anything around here, and I tried to highlight it. Yeah, it's pointing the arrow upward. That's probably why, unless it's like somehow a place we can get to. It's elevated in here, like up on the roof there, but I kind of doubt it. Wow. Ouch, you gonna take that, man? I hope not. Alright, there do seem to be at least one or two things still outside. Oh. Yes. Potentially.
Looking to trade?
Can I trade with you, though? I wouldn't mind doing that. That'd be kind of nice. But I can't help but notice it seems like you were not actually looking to trade yourself.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
Alright, so I say
temperature is normal.
We hop back in the Nomad here.
Is back online.
And we see if we can just find the... This, I don't know what this is going to be, but the rock seems to be up, no, there, somewhere. Okay, yeah, maybe rather than jumping over that thing, we just drive around. Maybe we just drive around the little lip. Although, then again, maybe that lip is bigger than I was giving it credit for. I think it was on the other side anyway, or at least the quest is. Certainly on that side. Let's see. It's still pointing us in this direction, I think. Back to this mode. It's not bad, is it? No. What? Oh, I read that quickly and I thought it said destroy the world, and that seemed like the exact opposite of what we were trying to do. But yeah, we would like to activate a monolith, which if that's the entrance, that would be great. How do we actually get this thing though? Because we theoretically just drove right past it. Several things like that. I mean, is it way up there for both of them? No, it says at least some of that stuff is down below. This is like right here. Unless it's on the inside? What? No, it still says it's lower. Is it inside? Okay, well, apparently. It is... Wait, what? This is a totally different area that we just didn't see before. Okay. Alright then. In which case, you are very well hidden.
A human? All the way out here? You must have guts. If anyone can help my people, it's you.
Oh?
Help with what?
The Ket destroyed a Dar not far from here. Retaliation after the Resistance pushed them out. The people were either killed or driven off. They left everything behind.
Okay. Where are the civilians?
Do your people have somewhere to stay?
They're taken care of. But now we have a new problem. I'm a historian. That Dar was
lots of historians here.
Angaran artifact. A map of ancient ancient fold. I sent 2 of my colleagues to retrieve it, but they run into trouble out there. The cat came back to finish the job. I need someone to help my people fight their way out.
Okay. We can do that.
Don't worry. I'll dig them out of trouble.
You're a lifesaver. I'll give you the nav point for the Dar. Please, hurry.
Okay. Yeah, lots and lots of quests we are learning about now that we've gotten to this area. So yeah, it does feel like it was very important that we make our way over here, and it was not so much a deliberate effort, or at least didn't know that it was going to be this important when we first arrived, but once we saw that this place had a name and a whole bunch of people stationed here, then started to become clear that that would be the case. Hey. So, what's up? So who's winning the staring contest? My money's on her. Doesn't really seem like we can interact with you, though. Just want to reactivate the rocks quest, I think. Is that what we have here? Yeah, so we might be getting close now that we realize there is, in fact, a whole different section over here, making this area even bigger than we had originally realized.
No one's being beaten. How dare you accuse me in the street? Coward. Courts will decide, then you'll be run out of town.
Sounds like perhaps they're getting into a bit of a fight.
You're the human who came from Aya. Is it still beautiful there?
This is just not true. But, yeah. I mean, it's up to 100% viability. Everything is going swell. Oh, wait, no, you're talking about Aya. I mean, Aya does also look nice, but I was thinking of Havarl.
The most beautiful world I've seen in the cluster, by a long shot.
I miss it terribly. I was born there. Spent my childhood in warm air and sunlight. I'll never forget how that felt.
I mean, you can use that as motivation.
What do you sell?
Also, apparently you're a merchant.
I trade with those who have things they don't need anymore, but who need things I have. Small comforts, nothing of value
Okay, you
to
basically
you.
described every merchant in existence. But, who comes out here? Because you are in a very remote location.
What do you mean, people with things they don't need?
Refugees carrying whatever they grabbed as they fled. The lighter their load, the easier their journey. I pay well.
Is her rate actually different from other people? I don't know.
What's a small comfort on Vold?
Clothing, tools, art, toys, anything to remind them of happier times. Things they can hold in the dark.
I mean, clothing would feel like that'd be pretty important here, given how cold it is.
Why don't you go back?
My life, family, livelihood, they're all here.
Okay, maybe you're theoretically a merchant, but we're not allowed to trade with you for whatever reason.
Thanks for talking with me.
Thank you for reminding me of Aya.
Can't tell if that was backhanded or not. Maybe you're a merchant that we can, actually shop with? Okay. You seem to be the person who was picking a fight with this individual, but I guess we can't speak to you? And we don't speak to you either. We just instantly go into the shop menu. What is this? Angara sniper rifle? Perhaps? Okay, so we've picked up a lot of crafting materials. At least of the minerals variety, and of the, I don't know, whatever the Angara meditational crystal counts as. Tech material? Ket alloy, Omni gel, canister, because those are the things we can get from our cryopod bonuses, and we've gotten a lot of those. Remnant polymer as well. We've not yet unlocked the organic crafting material one, which I think is where you get things like the soft chitin and shell filaments and what have you. But the thought has occurred to me that maybe when we do find ourselves at some of these shopkeepers that sell some of the higher rarity stuff, rare or, ultra rare in particular, maybe it is worth spending a little bit to pick up on some higher level crafting materials, because basically it seems like after having loaded up on as many of those cryopod bonuses as we already have, I'm not really sure we are ever going to find ourselves in need of additional tech materials or at least low rarity minerals, but that probably means that if we are to get really aggressive on crafting, the big bottlenecks are going to be the rare and ultra rare stuff, so maybe it does make sense to use some of our credits to purchase some of the higher level or higher rarity crafting materials, and if we still have excess of the smaller stuff, I think we can still sell that. But speaking of selling excess, we do have salvage worth 2,000 credits, so we should definitely sell that. Oh, I did not see our number go up, which is weird. And I think we've established that for the most part we want to be dismantling our items rather than selling them, for the most part, at least at this stage. So maybe we hold back there. Okay, so we've chatted with you. There is a merchant here, which is nice. This is the place where the people who would just stare at each other were hanging out? No, this is different.
It's a bed. Better than sleeping in the ice in the dark.
It is dark out there, isn't it? It's a good thing Marifa's sun lamp's here.
Okay. Oh. Hostile supplies, hygienic and skincare toiletries, vitamin supplements. These are common goods provided for all who stay the night to promote health and reduce fighting caused by discomfort or stress. Tell that to the people who are engaging in Fight Club shenanigans. What about you?
You're that pathfinder, right? I heard about your landing. Welcome to the Araton. I'd offer you space, but a group from Ajara just claimed the last of it.
Okay, I assume that is the name of the hostel?
My translator lost that one. What's an Araton?
It means shelter from the dark. A hostel for people who don't want to camp on the ice. We're the only Dar large enough to support one, so everyone comes here. I get Ajara researchers, resistance patrols, even your people on occasion.
That's surprising.
Not humans. The spiky ones. Turians.
Oh, wait, what?
They hated the cold. I had to crank up the sun heaters to thaw them out.
Tell that to Garrus. Yep, he does tell us how Turians hate the cold in Mass Effect 1. But, that potentially could be a hint that there may be more we can learn about the Turian, I'm blanking out on the word now. Why did I keep on thinking Vault, but that's Ark. The Turian Ark.
What were Turians doing out here?
I didn't ask. I assumed they were like you, helping the Resistance. They haven't come back yet, so they're probably still out there.
Oh, okay. Maybe we could run into them.
I should get going.
Stay warm.
Okay, that is an intriguing thought. Anything down below here that you are hiding? Oh, hiding this terminal outside for some reason. Received message do something from Skiot. No one on Hijara available to search for Nilj. Isn't that the person that we rescued, theoretically? Commander Duzil's cautiousness is strange. Is she normally like that? Isn't Nilj one of her best agents? Will you speak to her again? She might listen to you. If not, I might have to do something myself. I'm pretty sure that's the I mean, we have not been back to the main base for quite some time, but I'm pretty sure that's the person we just rescued and checked in with someone here to confirm. Let's see. Don't be stupid. To Skiot. Don't you dare do anything impulsive. I want you safe, and you're not ready to join the Resistance yet. Your uncle and his team can look after themselves. We'll get them back, but we have to be smart about it. Keep looking around for help. Someone will come by. In the meantime, I will speak to the commander again. Okay, working on it. I'm trying to find people to rescue Nilj. A recent Ket push has cost us several top agents, your brother included. I can send more after him, but then run the risk of losing more. It is a delicate balance. Still, I have asked Ephra for advice and reinforcements, if he can spare them. He seems distracted by new developments on Aya, however. Be strong. Need help with Yan Gem's sweet dumplings. What? My batter's lumpy and runny at the same time. I'm not sure what's wrong. I followed the formula exactly, except I substituted ground Ushof because I don't think Jagim flour agrees with me. Then I added some aged Tavum at the last stage. Needed some punch, I thought. That's when everything seized up, so I put it through a mill and then boiled it. Now it's like this. I don't understand. I did everything different from the way the recipe had told me to do it, and it's totally different. The end results, I can't understand why. I thought there'd be something hiding behind here. Minerals-wise, can we go in here? Looks like we can. Okay. Gonna pick up more salvage, naturally. After we just sold a bunch. Medical stats, blood pressure, and heart rates. I mean, I don't know if the Angaran stats should be close to that of a human. Based on Angaran physiological norms, the subject has a compromised immune system weakened by overuse of the Teon and has contracted a respiratory illness. Well, that's not good. Not really sure we should be chatting with the agents who are, with the patients who are currently in a bit of pain.
You, the Pathfinder. Is it true? Can you talk to the old machines?
You mean the Remnant?
I'm no threat to them. Never have been. Tell them to stop hurting me.
But for what it's worth, Old Machines was a name that got used to describe the Reapers on occasion, or at least the Geth referred to them that way. Connection? Coincidence? I don't know. Alright, so why exactly are they attacking?
Why would the Remnant come after you?
I dig for useful things around the pillars. Good tech. Machines always left me alone until now.
Okay. How were you hurt?
Did they injure you, or just chase you off?
They chased me, and I slipped on the ice. That hurt.
Okay, I mean, is that why you're here?
You were misinformed. I can't actually talk to the Remnant. Even if I could, I don't think they'd listen.
Well, good are you then? Thanks for nothing.
Oh, well, sorry? I guess? Thinky face. He's just doing some, dare I say, calibrations in his head. We heard your name before? We might have. Also, I'd like to speak with you. You're not letting me speak with you? I would like to speak with you. I would like to speak with you.
Voxel says you rescued her brother. I don't have words to express my gratitude. I am Eski Yevith, steward of Techiix. I hope to make your stay here a pleasant one. It's the least I can do.
Does that mean you're the leader? The steward? I mean, makes it sound like you are at least the temporary leader, if that. It is cool. But, more importantly, pleased to meet you.
I am honored to meet you, Steward Eska. I am Pathfinder Ryder with the Andromeda Initiative.
Wonderful. As we say here, there are no strangers, only unmet friends.
I mean, that's a good way to look at it, unless and until you run into some of the cat. Yeah, I was curious what the steward title really means, but maybe tell us more about the facility as a whole.
Tell me more about Techiix.
It's the largest town on Vold, home to hundreds of my people.
That big? Wow.
We manufacture, we trade, and we try to live good lives, even with the Ket presence. I have lived here all my life, and there's no place I'd rather live.
What about Aya?
Ugh, sulfurous air. Not for me.
Alright, good for you. I mean, is this place bigger than the place that's relatively close to where we landed? Because that spot's pretty big as well. I mean, we still haven't quite explored this entire area just yet, but I mean, it's getting close to the same size. I'm still not sure it's really bigger at this stage, though.
You called yourself steward. What's that?
I have guardianship of Techiix. I ensure its functions, and that its people are safe. Commander Doziel and the Resistance fight the Ket with their weapons, with their fists. Myself and others here, we fight by refusing to give in, by living in spite of them.
Okay. I guess we'll talk later. There's a chance that some of the other quests that we've taken from other people here will eventually direct us back in your direction.
I won't disturb you further.
It is no disturbance at all. May your luck build, Ryder.
She's nice. Boost life support capacity and allows users to survive hazardous environments longer. Oh, that would maybe not be a terrible idea to throw that in one of our consumable slots. Especially when we're on Vold. So we had not really done much to customize that aspect of our loadout, because it was only recently that we figured out how to actually use that stuff. Right now, I think we have a consumable for ammunition of some variety, which is just not really something that we are in desperate need of. Okay, this is how it connects to the place we were before. So we saw this stuff, but we did not realize that it connected to a larger area over here as well. Might have even gone up here to see these people. I guess we didn't round this corner. Is there still the... Yeah, this... rock, though. Just theoretically to our left? Our left? Still says it's above us, though. Is it like... Whoa, well that's so much for going up. It might truthfully be on the exterior. Unless we can, like, get up here? Oh, well, I mean, there is some stuff up here. For what it's worth.
By the way, I haven't seen you around Techiix before.
I don't come here often. I work at the repository on Aya.
That sounds exciting.
Not really sure who we're eavesdropping on right now, to tell you the truth. So... Can we go up there? I'm not even sure it's gonna let us. Tried to. Not really sure we're supposed to be up here. But, is the rock? Is the rock up here? I was told there was a rock we're supposed to scan. Somewhere in this general direction. Someone show me where the rock is. Is this the rock in question? I don't believe this is the rock. Alright, maybe it is truly outside. And I think we have...
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
Probably, at this point, found just about everything there is to find here in this area. I was really tempted to try to land on their heads there. I think we just head out now. I think we've done all there is to do for the time being, at least. Obviously, we'll probably come back here to turn some of these quests in. But it seems like the big thing is that there is now a new base, or that maybe we knew about before, but now we know a lot more about it. I might even call over the nomad here, because I don't remember exactly where we left it, but... Is it this spot here? Because there's the anomaly there for... Wait. Something incongruous with the surrounding terrain. Yeah, somebody... This is where we saw the suspected artifacts. We heard more about potential artifacts from someone back in this little establishment, saying that there was a map, was it, of old all the bad stuff happening here? Well, the poachers are actually pretty close by. We actually drove right through this area, but that was the spot where we heard Jal say he wanted to be with us when we did that. So that's probably something we have to put on hold. Oh, I didn't even see this was a route we could take. Oh, that's also a place for the poachers. Okay, so it's not just a one location type of thing. Are they all over the place? That's a medical cache, that's a memory trigger. There's a forward station over there, which this pathway might lead us toward. We're not that far from the monolith, which is technically one of the things that, it's really the primary thing that we were trying to do in this area, to tell you the truth. But I was curious where, hold on, let's actually activate some of the stuff that we recently learned about. Scanning garden bodies, not that one, but not really this either. It's probably going to be under Vold here. Track the poachers? No. Possibly that. I mean, let's just see where this is. That is... where? It's right by a forward station. So, I mean, I guess there's something to be said for heading further in that direction. This is more medical caches. Oh, the ferocious creatures. Yes, I vaguely recall when we first got those, they were way out at the very edge of the Void, and we thought, well, this is going to be an eternity until we make our way over there, although we have made a lot of progress, making it further. Oh, that's another... Okay. I did see it say somewhere that it was one of 3 monoliths, and I thought, no, surely that's just because there's one monolith here and there are other monoliths on other planets, but no, there are truly 3 monoliths. At least they're relatively close together. But yeah, it seems like this is the closest forward station to all of them, unless you want to go for that one. But that was at least initially what we were planning to do, except that then people were telling us that it was such a high priority to attack this base. This. We have already done the optional observe catch shield. So yeah, that does seem to be the place that we just drove by. But where are you actually telling us to go right now? Way over there. Wait, what? Whoa. Okay, I mean, the base is like, what? It's over here where the scanner anomaly in the cave is? So I was really expecting you to tell us to go maybe in a spot that was slightly off from this area here, like, you know, that. But I mean, this is by at least one of the monoliths. So maybe that's kind of something we do all in one fell swoop, is the combination of monoliths and that base. What are these? Wait, what? Battle the Remnants. Earn your badge. And Guard Special Forces have issued a series of challenges. Time to impress. Oh, this was the guy who was being all smug on... Was it Aya? Who was, yeah, challenging us to fight some people. Hitting the rocks, that's not a huge priority, but... Okay. So yeah, I think in that case, maybe it does make sense. I mean, I'm curious that with the monoliths, are they... Each of these as big as the monoliths we've seen in other areas where going into each one is a pretty big undertaking? Or because there are 3 of them, are they each individually much smaller and less involved than the ones we've seen in the past? And, you know, it's kind of like you're splitting up what would normally be one big monolith into 3 smaller monoliths here. I don't know. But I think those might be all the things we are looking to target soon.